Beep, beep, bop. Bada boop, bop, pow. Kersploosh. Fluffleluff. Oh, thanks, Chrome. Thanks for a very loud fucking ad. Alright. Sorry. Sound checks? How we doing? Need to hear my voice? Come on, me from the past. Say something. Get in there. Say words. Jesus, dude. Come on, look alive. Alright. Sorry. Sound check? There we go. We sound good. We sound good. We sound good. Alright. Today we do have a new player tournament. Let's bring you over to the left-hand screen so you're not just staring at the army block. You might as well watch me make the bracket and stuff. At least gives you something to do. Shoxy has checked in the Spine Farm, Electric Spinach, and me, because I misclicked once, have not checked in. But time has passed. Spaghetti, Electric Spinach, we are going to hope to catch you on the next one, because I am going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Refresh then generate bracket, just in case they checked in. I don't want to miss them. Generate bracket. Go. 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 Bracket. Boom. It's out there. It is out there. Now, this is double elimination, best of one tournament. Yeah, new players, best of one, double elim. Should be nice and straightforward. We'll catch as many replays as we can today as per usual. It is 1v1s and all that usual good stuff. New player tourney is live. Please refresh page, then go. And let's hop in on Cyrus and Cheveo. I would like to spec, but who the heck is Cheveo? Alright, now I gotta go find him before I do that thing I was gonna do. Cheveo. If he's not in Turin's Discord, he's not in my Discord. Hello, I'm a bit confused on what I'm supposed to do. That's cool. Alright. I'll talk to you people in a second. Just getting the tournament up and rolling. Getting things moving. Alright. I saw Electric Spinach typing. But we missed him. I hope he didn't want to... I hope he's not popping in to say, hey man, I'm good to play, because I started it. I don't know. Electric Spinach, no. He's typing, no. No. Don't you type in there that you wanted to play today? All right. All right. He got the COVID. Good. Good. I'm glad. Good. I'm glad. No. Oh no. Get better. It's true. He should get better. Anyway, I had something to tell you all while the players found their lobbies. We're starting a super fun event this week. It is, I just called it World Event because it's not like really a world championship, right? Because not every nation was invited. It was just an invitational. It was something I thought would be fun. I invited pretty much 8 people and asked them to make teams. So we have France, organized by Alfredino, Spain, organized by The Green One, East NA, organized by Rocket Row, West NA, organized by Cool Umbrella, Italy, organized by Guillama, South America, organized by, God damn it, I always blank out on this one. It's pinned, because I didn't know him super well. Ruben, MTK's Ruben. I'm a shitter. UK, organized by Lenorm, and then various EU mercenaries, also called the Degenerates, organized by Race. So, there is a little bracket. Boop. That is all done. And if we scroll up, we have the matchups. So who's playing what on what map, what their pick and ban format is. But it is Italy versus the EU Degenerates, Spain versus France, West NA versus... No, that's UK, sorry. UK versus East NA, and then West NA versus South America. I'll be streaming all of those and all the way through the tournament. We will not be streaming them live. We will get the replays from all of them, because with all the time zones and stuff, it can be hard to schedule. So it's just like, hey, get the games done. When all 5 games are done, I will stream it. So we'll do just little streams here and there about it. It'll be very fun. I'm very excited. And all 5 games will be played no matter what the score is. So it's a 5-0. You're still playing all 5 games. Because I would hate for someone to be in game 4 or 5 and they're really excited to play in this thing, and then you get to game 4 or 5 and it was a 3-0 and your team lost and you just don't get to play. That would suck. So might as well play all 5 games. We'll cast them no matter what. All right. And while I have stalled for time, we got ourselves a game. It's Turkey Day tomorrow. It's true. Is it lunchtime soon? I went into work. I'll catch up with chat in a second. Is it best of 1? Yes. Yes, it is. This is best of 1. I'll catch up with chat in a second, but I went into work today, and the machines I was supposed to be running on were broken. So I'm either going into work tonight or just not working today, because what I needed to work on is not there. So, yeah, it is what it is. But I'm here for you all now. Which that has to count for something. That has to count. Okay. Shoxy's here. Kickoff. Shoxy in the tournament today. Starting to complain it's been too long since last stream. True. It has been a while. Tequila Sunset. Yesterday was fun. Yeah, yesterday was good. Yesterday was good. I am loving the patch. I even played more that night. I played a random game, and then I played a best of 3 with Golden Floof. So, yeah. No, I've been loving the patch. Human Boy Me mad? Why are you mad? Did you see what I sent you in YouTube chat? Versus AI, I was doing some testing with Stoneground Stance, and with Jade Lancers, there might be something there with Stoneground Stance, man. Jade Lancers just plow through the enemy front line if you give them Stoneground Stance on the charge. That was pretty funny. So... All right. So both players have 2 global pans apiece, and if you care about the tournament insider stuff, I did ban Kairos Fateweaver and 400 speed Greasus Goldtooth from this tournament. Kairos is just unfun. He's too powerful, and we got rid of him just for the sake of content and for the players. It's one of those things where, like, I could talk for an hour about the reasons behind it, but the very short version is anybody happy to see Kairos in a game? if you ask 100 people, maybe one is. And we're like, all right, for the sake of the other 99, just don't. Just don't take fucking Kairos. Anyway, so Kairos and Greasus are banned for this tournament. And aside from that, each player gets to pick 2 factions they just don't want to play at all. And for this game right here, PE, Pathetic Enterprise, and MTK's Joy Boy, the bans are Empire, Bretonnia, Dwarves, and Cathay. They will not be featured in this battle. If you are sad about the 7 million speed Greasus Goldtooth not being on stream today, my friends, I potentially have got your back. Today might be, and I'm saying might just because it depends on how long this stream takes, if I have time before I have to potentially go back into work or whatever, but maybe potentially might be a 2-stream day. Might go straight from this stream into another stream, and that stream might look something like this. The thumbnail is provided me by Guillama. This is not my artwork. That was Guillama's. If he's in the chat at some point, he can plug his YouTube channel where he used the artwork for a one-off video. And the tournament idea was not my idea. It was Lucinia's. I would just be casting it. But as far as I know, Lucinia's setting up a racetrack, and players are taking Greasus Goldtooth and trying to get to the finish line first. So we will stream that after this if this finishes in a timely fashion. Like I was telling him, there's like an 85% chance we're good. But I'm just saying in case something tragically horrible happens, like the bottom bracket takes 8 fucking hours, and this tournament stream overall takes 9 hours, then yeah, I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to stream that stuff. But if this is a normal stream from 3 to 4 hours, yeah, we'll just go right into that. And that'll be fun. All right, continuing to catch up with chat. Great Tower stream yesterday. Would have liked some wardrobe changes and a Beyonce concert, but otherwise very good. Our production value is just always fucking low. I mean, you gave South America Lizard, so I must back them no matter what. Yeah, so feel free. Sorry, I did promote that, and then I didn't really follow up. Feel free to go into our Discord and go to the Nations event towards the top of the Discord and put in your vote for who's going to win. Put in your vote for who you're backing between those 8 teams. There's a poll right there. All right, MTK went Kislev, banned Tzeentch. Pathetic Enterprise went Dark Elves. Pathetic Enterprise. I might slip up and call him Cyrus. Cyrus is how I know him in Discord and YouTube, but on Steam, he's Pathetic Enterprise. Cyrus is ready. Joy Boy behind the blocker. It's about halfway done with their army. Greasus 400 speed. Yes, he is. I have very limited things I can say on the matter, but he is 400 speed, and I will add an ominous for now. I want it to be a 5MO netting character with Chrome and Stoneground stance. What's so special about the Croman? You're going to have to give me that part of the pitch. Because you keep mentioning the Croman, and I don't disagree. I'm just wondering why. Because my first thought of giving something 100% more mass on the roster of Grand Cathay, I'm like, well, heavy cav. So I took Jade Lancers. Father Ramsey, I can't make Saturday's tourney. I'm depressed. The Sweaty Tryhard one? Can you make the Sunday one? Does that mean all the 4 characters at 400 speed? It's just a bunch of people taking Greasus and trying to get through an obstacle course as fast as possible. I'm responding to my brother, so 1 second. All right. Joy Boys ready? We're getting into game. Appreciate your patience for game 1. Trying their best to escape, but no avail. I mean, Crowmen are good. I don't know if they're good enough to warrant wanting 100% more mass on them, because I don't like whatever you're surrounding that's trying to escape is probably a single entity, and Crowmen don't have the stats to kill it. I think the Jade Lancers could use a Stoneground stance and get through the front line so quickly that they're into your back line. You know what the Grail Knights that were bugged 2 patches ago or whatever and could literally sail through everything and tournaments had to limit them to 1? Those things? With the Stoneground stance, you can kind of just turn Jade Lancers into that. So I was like, oh, okay, I like that. That's sweet. As a spell combination, right? Not as just a base unit, but that is cool to just throw a shock damage onto 1. Punch through a front line, all of a sudden you have a Jade Lancer on the inside of your formation, especially if you're fighting someone in a box, and then it's like, oh, okay, well now my archers and crane gunners and Warplock Jezzails or whatever the enemy is hiding behind their front line is compromised. Great. Crowmen, I can test it. You know, I can try it. I just theory crafting it, I'm worried. But I'm down to try anything once. Trebuchet's +2 melee, is that defense adjustments? That's pretty good. The Stoneground stance could be pretty good. I think a lot of the reasons we haven't seen Cathay played around too much is we just haven't seen Cathay played too much because they're banned so often. They're either too strong or their playstyle is too boring that for both of those reasons, people just so often ban them, we hardly ever see Cathay. And I'm not complaining. Greasus should keep his speed but have his mass turned down to 1. That would be... that would be very strange. We are into game 1. Swiftwings next. Swiftwings I will fight you on. Swiftwings is useless. Swiftwings is terrible. Swiftwings is Argard? No! No! Swiftwings is just a terrible spell. Take the L on that one. Just let that one go. Come on. The host has left the game. Why? Why? Weird. I got booted. Why'd they boot me? Why did they boot me? Sorry, just messaging the players, trying to figure out why I got booted. All right. Players will continue on without me. Looks like I just got dropped, which is fine. I don't want to cast games anyway. It's fine. Okay. Well, since most people are already in their game one, I doubt anybody's still in the lobby. Well, we can look. Okay, let's look. Otherwise, I'll just play a quick battle and then cast the replay instead. Nope. Yeah, I'll just cast the replays then. For now, we'll do a quick battle to distract the masses. Okay. I'm gonna take Stone Ground Stance. You can't fucking stop me. In general, for the simplicity, I'm probably just going to ask that players send me replays anyway. But to start the stream, I was going to do one live since we obviously had no replays to cast. But we got booted, so it's not happening. Lizardmen. Ah, fuck! That's another hard part about playing Cathay is people just dodge you. Alright, looks like we're not. Alright, I got him again. I wonder if he dodges by recognizing my name, but I'm going to pick Khorne so that if he locks in a faction, maybe he won't dodge. Like, maybe he'll see Khorne and be like, this guy's chill. We good? Sire? Sire, handshake? Handshake, we good? Is Khorne okay? Is Khorne acceptable? Alright, we're good so far. I'm gonna get an Exalted Bloodthirster. What the hell else do I bring versus Bretonnia? The front line's dog shit, so I can just take Marauders and be okay. Could take Halberds if that's the coward's way out. I am challenging this man to a cavalry duel. I don't care who knows it. What do you do? What buffs do you provide me? Oh, good! Spell resistance for all the damage spells Bretonnia uses, you worthless piece of garbage! Soul Grinder? I need some money back for the Soul Grinder. Let's cut the Exalted Bloodthirster. He's a poopy head anyway. Let's get the Chaos Lord of Khorne. With Fight or Die on a Chaos Steed. Wow, Chaos Steed is a lot better than the Chariot. Okay. Yeah, good. Cool. Cut that. And then I can get my Soul Grinder. 225. Paragon of Carnage is just not very good, but whatever. Cut this to get you. I guess we just get chevrons at that point. Alright, this guy has ruled that Grand Cathay is not acceptable, but Khorne is acceptable. I will abide by his plans and set out with the Brazen Throne. The Brazen Throne is a flag? Fuck, I should have the Knights of the Brazen Throne. I'm stupid. God, I'm stupid. To be fair to myself, I didn't know that that was a banner. I have only ever played with the Crimson Skull banner because it's the best one. Black and red are a badass combination. Alright, I wanted to try the Jade Lancer with Stoneground stance. I wanted to, you all saw it, I got dodged. Then we matched the same player, and I didn't get dodged when I picked Khorne. So it's Cathay's fault, it's not my fault. Needs more Skull Cannon? Come on! I'm fighting Bretonnia with Bretonnia but Khorne. This is not gonna work, by the way. This is gonna go real bad. But we'll see. We'll see. You know what this Khorne build needs? Kairos. Every build needs Kairos. Okay. Front line of Marauders. And then we have Chaos Lord of Khorne with Fight or Die to give me even more melee attack for my Skull Crushers. I'm going to pair him with the Skull Crushers. And the Blood Crushers? Minus melee defense. No. Okay. No. So that's not how we're going to do things. We're going to pair the 2 Skull Crushers together because I really need to get them the melee attack stats their armor piercing get through the enemy. And then I'll pair the Blood Crushers with Chaos Knights, because the Blood Crushers give the weakness to fire damage, which Chaos Knights deal, while Skull Crushers don't deal fire damage. And then Soul Grinder, speed of 75. Soul Grinder can actually keep up with these guys, so I'll put the Soul Grinder to help out with this cav fight. And, this is going to be great. What's the missile damage on a Soul Grinder? It's technically 720, but, like, I don't know if I trust that. I don't know. The Soul Grinder of Khorne never fires its stupid missiles. Okay. He readied up on me. Sounds good. Let's do this. So just blindly move up while I assess the situation. Did you? No! No, you did not! You did not fucking dodge Grand Cathay. You did not dodge Grand Cathay to take a triple gold chevron fucking Bretonnia foot blob box. Who is this asshat? Who is this absolute fucking degenerate? Oh, you're trying to play Grand Cathay? Oh, I'm gonna fucking dodge you, you piece of garbage. Oh, Khorne. Oh, okay, you want to play Khorne. That's much more honorable. That's better. Anyway, allow me to blob like a fucking degenerate against a faction that's notoriously bad at taking care of blob. Oh, God, I'm a real cool, fun guy. Piece of garbage. Human boy, you shouldn't be mean to people like that. They shouldn't fucking triple gold chevron Bretonnia Felix heal box blob after being a little bitch. You have perhaps the worst quick battle luck I've ever seen. Dude, I never have a good fucking quick battle experience. It's just impossible for ye old hummus. Skull cannons would help now? True. Cycle charging. Cycle charging! Alright, let's all back off. This guy can stay in here, because I'm going to need him to buff up my Marauders in a second. Alright, let's give our guys some stats. These are unbraced men-at-arms with polearms, so for now I'm going to charge into them. Okay, who's still fighting out here that I can give a sword of corn to? Alright. Soul Grinder's having a hard time hitting Alberic. Rear charge! Ah, damn, the halberds rallied. We're out here doing our damnedest. It's not looking like enough. Alright, my Skull Crushers have routed a bunch of stuff. Looks good. You're gonna have to push through, my Knights of Corn friends. Oh, hello, Felix. Alright, we're still trying to route some stuff.
Follow the blood. Great torment. Set my corn.
But now that we're routing things, we can at least use our cav advantage that we have over Bretonia, I might have to remind you. Use our cav advantage to get a bunch of kills, and then I could use a sword of corn on that blob. But for now, we're just trying to farm kills and hold this infantry blob in place. Chasing things down. Killing Felix. Alberic's coming over, though, so I gotta run away. Alright. Oh, yes. Clump up even harder? I'll wait and see if he'll clump up even harder, because he seems like he might do that. There it is. Sword of Corn! That was fun. Run away! Alright, we've shattered a bunch of things. Shatter more stuff. Unfortunately, time is on my enemy's side, as the longer this takes, the more he heals. Like a bitch. Routed some foot squires. Other foot squires are proving a little more tedious to get rid of. Okay. Alright. Go help with that for now while I wait to get some marauders in here. We'll just trade off so my Skull Crushers can get a fresh charge onto his foot squires and etc. Alright, all those have shattered, so I don't care about them anymore. I could get some free kills, but I don't even want to waste my time doing that shit, honestly. I just want to get a move on with this game. Get back to the tournament that matters. Alright. So as long as we shatter stuff, I don't care. Oh, I'm just gonna wait me wee little box and try and heal up some more. Oh, but you can't play Grand Cathay, ya fuck. Grand Cathay is toxic, he said from inside his little Bretonian box. Like a little baby man. Marauders never fail? Do we want to have a sit down and have a 45-minute long conversation about how that sentence was a fucking lie? I won my round one. Can't bring my next opponent in the server. Who's your next opponent? Tired old man. Oh, Smiley Riley. Okay, yeah. It seems like King of Sparta found you. I'm back to focusing on the game. Did I miss anything? No? Alright, sweet. So what we're gonna do is charge you in. Holy shit, he's just shooting a shotgun at them. That's very funny. I mean, he's healing up more than the shotgun's ever gonna do, but actually, yeah, no, I'm just gonna shotgun his ass. He's just shooting him. Holy shit. That's so good. It's just shooting at him. I love it. Anyway, he's healing more than I'm shooting, so... We'll use a single entity to break his charge defense, then get in there. Here we go. So everybody's in. I'll save the Horn of Corn until my Fight or Die wears off. But for now, let's use Fight or Die. Give everybody buffs. We're gonna try and shock damage them out of here. They can't terror out because of that fucking Grail Relic. But for now, we'll do our best. Grail Relic must die. 9 health, it's dead, and now they can terror out, and we should see a terror out in a moment. I'm gonna give everybody here more buffs now that my buff is worn off. But there goes the terror route. So everything's routing. Let's get after it. Just chase the stuff that's routing. Don't stay in this fight. For now... Alright. Skull Crushers and Marauders, just try and rally, get some vigor back and shit. Let's get a rear charge over here while we still have Marauders to break their charge defense. But they are trying to heal up. Alright, Soul Grinder, come back over here and start shooting at them again while I regroup my forces. Be nice if you could shoot those halberds out of play. Ah, but you missed, you fuck. Whoa. I'd love if on his side of the computer he's like, what a fucking degenerate. This fucking guy won't even fight me fair. Alright. We're trying. Soul Grinder is not doing very well. But there we go. We sniped out Felix at least. Soul Grinder missed Felix again. Skull Crushers charge these guys. We have terror routed them. Maybe someday we can kill Felix, but it's not this day. Soul Grinder's trying its ass off to kill Felix. Can't do it. Friendly fires. It friendly fires some of my Skull Crushers, breaking them. Which is also pretty cool. Okay, back in onto Alberic, everybody. We're pushing Felix back into melee so we can continue to heal up Alberic. That's fine. That's all great. Alright, everyone hit Alberic, please. Honestly, Skull Crushers go chase down Felix? No. Okay. These Skull Crushers go chase down Felix. We need to go get Felix. Make sure he can't come back. Alright. While Felix can't come back, let's get a free charge attack onto Alberic. While I have my cooldown up. Continue to knock him over, I guess. More healing. Another good hit. Alright, Soul Grinder leave. Soul Grinder, come back. Charge attack! You missed again. Try attacking the damsel while he's getting up. Nice hit. Try attacking him. Good attempt. Come help me with the damsel while he stands up. Good hit. Good hit. Good hits onto her. Fuck this asshole. You missed Alberic. I mean, you missed the damsel a bit, but whatever. Bap! Bap! Come on, fucking Soul Grinder! Alright. Chasing down Felix. We're chasing down the damsel. No more healing. Felix is dead. Oh, get away from Alberic. Alright, good hit. Good hit. I'm coming in on the flank. Here's some leadership. Alberic said fly. Come on, we can do it, buddy. Come on, Soul Grinder! Come on! You missed, you fucking idiot! Come on. Stop knocking him over! Get the fucking kill! Your demonic instability's coming in! Alberic keeps hitting him, but I keep knocking him over! Oh, he can't hit him! He just can't hit him, he just keeps knocking him over all the fucking time! Swing once more before you die! Nope, it failed! There, I got a big hit in! Alright, continue the charge. On to the damsel! Ah! Alright, she's routed again. And we set up the charge. This is it for all the marbles. Fuck you up, Eric. Yes! Big hit! Hit him again! Hit him again, you fuck! How did you miss? Hit him! How did you miss? Hit him! You have 70 melee attack and a charge bonus! You have 70 melee attack and a charge bonus! Hit him! Hit him! Victory to Karn! What infantry box can we not break? What Bretonnian healing bitch can we not kill? Nobody! Nobody! Heal meta? More like Cord Cycle Charge meta! Ah, that was a sweat storm. Holy shit! But we got it! We got it! We don't give up for nothing. Soul Grinder, insane value. Chaos Lord of Karn, insane value. Skull Crushers, pretty good value. We don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. We don't lose. Whew. My blood is pumping right now. All right, I feel good. I feel good. I feel good. How we doing? How we doing? I do have a tournament replay to cast. I do. Checking on the bracket. Looks like round 1 is done for people. So hopefully some of them send in some replays for me. I have 2 replays to cast. You send replays from today. Thank you. So let's get on with the tournament. The actual thing you're all here for. You're not here to watch me dominate quick battles. That's not what you're here for. Although, it was pretty one-sided. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. I wasn't sweating. I wasn't panicking. I was chilling. Whew. All right. Let's get back into it. So this was the game we were kicked from. Might as well start there. This is the game we meant to start on. Like I said, a bug occurred in the lobby that did kick us out. Rip. I have a 3rd replay to cast now, so we are rolling in style. And to anybody out there who is in the tournament today and listening to the stream, if you didn't catch that, please send me any replays from today, and I will cast any of them that I receive that pertain to this tournament. Thank you very much. Read the chat, streamer man. Human the save the replay. Why would I save the replay? Why would I save it? I could save it right now, but am I going to stream that? Am I going to stream a degenerate box against me? No. No! No! Alright, fine. Chat said save. There. I'll save it. I'll review it later. Okay, I saved it. You bullies. Anyway, for the game we were supposed to cast, then we got kicked out of. Dark Elves of Cyrus with Supreme Sorceress of Dark with Soul Stealer. She is nerfed a little bit. Soul Stealer heals less. We'll see how that goes. 2 Cold Knights, 2 Dark Riders, 1 on each flank. Backline of 5 Dark Shards, 2 Black Arc Corsairs, 3 Bleak Swords for frontline, and another Cold One Dread Knight in the back. On the other side, for MTK's Joy Boy, we do have a front line of armored Kossars. Some of them have great weapons, some don't. We have a basic Ice Witch of Ice with only Death Frost and her Leopard Summon as her spells. The Leopard Summon isn't a spell, so I'm being stupid. We do have 2 Kislevite Horse Archers, 1 Oath Brothers Tor, the Warbear Riders, 2 Zargard with great weapons, a Kossar with spears, the Wolfheart's Akshina Ambusher Regiment of Renown with its net, a Patriarch for a little bit of healing, and that is it. So kind of an old school Kislev build. Love to see it. Anyway, Dark Elves do catch some of the Kislevite Horse Archers in the woods. They don't have skirmish mode on or anything, but they're firing back and getting really good damage onto the Dark Riders anyway. Kislev is going to be at a disadvantage in the shooting game, which is not something they're used to, but 5 Dark Shards with their armor-piercing missiles are going to way out-trade Kislev at a range. So Kislev's going to have to get something done in the melee. Zargard are going to have to move up and get active. Oath Brothers of Tor get caught napping a little bit as the Dark Riders plow through to get onto Kossars with spears. Early game is going to the Dark Elves by quite a bit, I would say. Oath Brothers now making sure to take care of those Dark Riders, and will rout them very, very quickly. And the first Soul Stealer is out. It's going to hit the Snow Leopard Summon and the Ice Witch of Ice, plus some Zargard, who are still just taking so much damage from the Dark Shards. They need to get active in melee if they're going to participate in this game at all. But I think they might just die horribly like my sword masters did yesterday when I tried to take those. I died. It was bad. Akshina ambushers do get ambushed by Coldland Knights. Angry Velociraptors coming down out of the trees to rear charge them. Big damage there as the Oath Brothers of Tor are countercharging. And if they get off their lightning spell thing in this area, that reduces everybody's melee attack, melee defense by 24. That could try and rally the situation. But the Zargard, once again, I hate to keep saying it, but it is important. They do need to come up and get active in this fight. There is the lightning cast. The Akshina ambushers are already dead. Pistol still firing down. It's not entirely a one-sided massacre on this side, though, as a full Coldland Knight is dead. The Coldland Dread Knight is half health. Bleak Sword's also taking a bit of a punishing, but a nice breath attack from Cyrus onto the healthier Zargard also takes them off the field, and both Zargard are now kind of wounded past the point of return. Horse Archers still firing away, and they're plenty healthy, and the Oath Brothers of Tor are doing well. The Patriarch is now isolated, though, on foot, and a dragon is landing on top of him, though I didn't see what was hurting the Supreme Sorcerers of Dark. I'm guessing it was the Akshina ambushers in the early game just shooting at it off-screen or something. Soulstealer is going to heal that up while it tries to rout off the Patriarch, and then without healing or without any real lasting capacity whatsoever, I do imagine Kizzle will be falling out of this game pretty quickly. More Death Frosts. Oh, that could have been what was draining her down, as Death Frosts cast over and over again. But army losses is hitting. The Dark Shards were very, very much up to the task of killing the heavily armored Kizilvite front line. GG. Cyrus and the Dark Elves taking the first game of the new patch, the new player tournament. See, and I saved it. It says chat said save. So I did. Wag sent me something, said some fast forward required. Okay. I'm not gonna fast forward. I'm not gonna do it. You can't make me. Bottom bracket is off to the races. Shoxy and lose, and well, no, that would be spoilers. So I'm going to just stop. I'm going to cut that sentence off right there. That is just the last sentence I ever said. Can you send replays from any game you play from here? Sorry, just DMing some players on the bottom bracket to make sure I get replays, because it would make me very sad if I don't get any replays from the bottom bracket. All right. We're back. What are we doing? What's happening? Wags on the Beastmen versus out there on Nurgle. And you know what? I'll say it. This is a refreshing Nurgle build. This is refreshing. I would slurp the smoothie of this Nurgle build any day of the week. We have two Plague Drones of Nurgle, a front line of Nurglings backed up by Chaos Warriors and Marauders of Nurgle. There is one Chosen of Nurgle in the center. Ooh, two Chosen Nurgle. One's off on the flanks, and an Exalted Plague Bear with their grenades, plus a Herald of Nurgle in the sky. On the ground, for the Beastmen, we have two Minotaurs, one with great weapons, one is the Butchers of Calgar Regiment around, three Archers, always a very good unit versus Nurgle, two Gorgons, one of which is the Bloodbrute Behemoth, Morgor the Shadowgave with both of his Chaos Spawn summons, we have a Bratium of Wilds with Traderkin, a front line of Ungor herds that will very quickly fall apart. So a quite small, single entity heavy Beastman build. Now, unfortunately for Morgor, he does not do particularly well against chaotic factions, because if something demonic near him disintegrates, usually his Chaos Spawn summon is going to pop. And the nice part about the Chaos Spawn summon, as we have something important going on the far side, the very nice thing about Chaos Spawn summons is if you have something that gets low and it's going to rally, your Chaos Spawn summon just kills it. But a demonic unit was going to die anyway. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say on that. But the Plague Drones of Nurgle are in the back line trying to shut down those archers, and Butchers of Calgard countercharging. But now Chosen of Nurgle are on them, and that could actually end up being a good trade for Nurgle. And the other Plague Drones are getting good damage onto Minotaurs and routing off Ungor Raiders? Is this Bizarro World? Am I in Bizarro World right now? Herald of Nurgle. It is, because he could be a Herald of Nurgle of Death. It's not my fault they put of Nurgle at the end of all of their fucking lord names in Game 3. Anyway, the Plague Drones are wrecking these Minotaurs. What the fuck is happening right now? What is this? As the Plague Drones on the top side are also holding on. The front line is going fine for Nurgle, and the Gorgons are getting slapped. What is this? What is this? That's not at all what I thought was going to happen here, but okay, you know what? We're here, we're doing it. We're doing it. I have a message, it's important. Yes, but not right now. Cool. Chosen Nurgle still grinding away at the Butchers of Calgard. The Plague Drones are getting pushed away. They have had less than a good time, but these Plague Drones beat a Minotaur with great weapons. They got some Chaos Warrior support in the late half, but we saw it. We all saw it. Nurglings pushing off Ungor herds. I mean, no one's shocked about that. Ungor herds getting pushed off. Oh, boo-hoo. Morgur, his voluntary summon is gone. His involuntary summon is not gone yet. So we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, Plague Drones are chasing down those Minotaurs that have routed. The other Plague Drones were chasing down archers. And a big Traderkin hits the whole Nurgle army. That's going to hurt. Even if Traderkin is a better spell versus single entities, I mean, it's still damage is damage. You take those. Plague Drones rear charge some Ungor Raiders, but that does allow Minotaurs to come back. Butchers of Calgard are trying to get over here and have a word with our friends. But Nurgle's doing pretty good so far. Chaos Spawn summon. Getting very low on health naturally, even without running out of spawn time, which is not something you get to see often. Another call to violence. So I really like... Me blind, or did Beastmen not bring a caster? They did! Where is he? They had a Trader King caster, because remember he cast on like the whole blob. Is he dead? No, he's in there. He's in there. He's right there. Okay. For out there, if he watches this back, I don't know who wins yet, but for out there, your build was really inspiring and seemed good. It did well. Plague Drones shut me up. They did well. This can't happen. If you lose the game, this is 100% why. You are way too clustered up around these guys, so every Traderkin's going to hit your whole army. And you're not getting any vigor back on all these units. All these units are tiring themselves out swinging when like 1 or 2 units can surround these guys just as effectively. Like, because look at all these guys standing on the outside. It's not like the more units you pile in, the more units that are attacking the Gorgon, right? It's just going to be whatever infantry are actually touching its model. So probably back off a couple of these units, maybe the Marauders, maybe the Exalted Plague Bearers, and just let them get their vigor back for a little bit more leadership, but also so you don't get hit with every Traderkin all the time. Otherwise, you've been playing this game pretty well overall. But yeah, this blob is going to end up being a mistake if you end up losing. I mean, if you win, then you win. Who cares? But second Chaos Spawn summon is out, the involuntary one. Plague Drones plus some Chosen of Nurgle. Ooh, that's another whoopsies. Chosen shouldn't be chasing off random shit because they're expensive and their time is very valuable. Butchers of Calgard did catch these Plague Drones of Nurgle. So kill those guys off, it looks like. I will fast forward at this point. The joy of replays. So Butcher's cleaned up that Plague Drone. Herald of Nurgle is still running around. He does have Rancid Visitations. So I wonder what he's been using his single target spells on. Plague Drones don't want to take a fight with the Butchers all alone. The Caster of Wilds is routed off. He cannot be allowed to come back, and it looks like out there is very much on top of it. Ooh, no. Now he's going to charge the Butcher's Scouting Guard. Okay, that feels like a bit of a waste of that unit, unfortunately. Now, in the melee grind fight, one of the Gorgons is heal cap. The other Gorgon's full health, so I have no idea where his heal cap is, and Morgur is taking damage, but Nurgle is starting to run out of juice. All their demonic units are falling away, and all their mortal units are kind of cycle routing. The caster for the Beastmen is dead. Good damage onto the Butchers of Calgard. With the Chosen of Nurgle supporting Plague Drones, that seems like a good winning combination, but Morgur is still getting low. Nurgle is piling in. A Fecundity was healing up all of those infantry units, and another Rance of Visitations onto Morgar, who does have some spell resist, but still, sniping out the Greenskin Lord is good. Gorgons are just Beastmen monsters after all. If their Lord dies, they do terror out. Well, not terror out, you know. They have low leadership like most things. Last of the Plague Drones is fading away. Bounce power is pretty even. Butchers of Covent Garden near their heal cap. So is the other Gorgon. I don't know where the big boy's heal cap is. I have no idea. Morgar is routing. It looks like the Herald of Nurgle is going to try and snipe him out, but then the Gorgons are on him. Can he get back into the sky? No, the Butcher's Covent Guard keeping him on the ground. Morgar is allowed to rally, and the Herald of Nurgle is killed off. A very big switcheroo. That is a technical term. Very big switcheroo. Herald of Nurgle is dead. Now Nurgle's leadership is going to tank, and the Beastmen will probably be taking this one. Probably? I mean, Morgar might die. Morgar died. All of a sudden, the Butcher's route. I still think it's probably doomed, but Gorgons are not actually the best at killing off infantry. Ah, army losses in a mass terror route. That'll do it. If you brought the Cold One Chariot to Nurgle, you would have won already? I mean, obviously, but it's a new player tournament. Sometimes people aren't going to bring the good units, like the Cold One Chariot of Nurgle. Butchers of Covent Guard, 3,000 value. Both Gorgons did very, very well. It was a great start for Nurgle. I think if they had just been a little more patient and separated out their infantry during the blob fight and fed them in one by one. In most cases in your life, when someone says feed them in one by one, it's usually talking about a mistake. But in Warhammer, it can be important, especially if you're talking about like 10 infantry versus 2 single entities. It's like, well, they're not going to surround them any better when there's 10 of them, so send in like 2 or 3. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying just send in... okay, you shouldn't say one by one. Don't do that. But send in like 2 instead of all 10. Pretty good game. Pretty good game. Exalted Bloodthirster of Nurgle. Another replay. Some Chaos Dwarves. Kawaladak. Bring in the buffed Hell Cannons and buffed Chaos Dwarf Warriors. No buffed Hobgoblins, but it is what it is. Versus High Elves of Dr. Nerd. Imric, Silverin Guard, and the Dragonborn. You're guilty of doing that too? Oh, it's very easy to do. I still do it from time to time. There's a difference between saying, oh, just do this, and remembering not to do it. You know what I mean? Bwag seems good to be a new player. You are a new... So, the new player tournaments, to sign up for them, if any of you are interested, come into our server, ask for the Rat Ogre role, we'll give it to you, and all that role does is say, I am a new player, and you can sign up for the new player tournament. If you win the new player tournament, then you're better than a new player, and we take that role away from you, give you the Bone Ripper role, which is just kind of like a medal, like, I won a new player tournament, I'm a badass. But then it also takes you out of the new player pool, so we don't keep having the same new player, new player in quotations, join, slap, join, slap, join and slap, join and slap. So, I mean, if Wags hasn't won a tournament, then clearly there's always someone in the tournament who's better than him, or at least was better on the day or won that game or whatever. So, that's why you keep seeing him. As soon as he wins the tournament, he will get the other role and be kicked out forever. 4 Koala Duck and the Chaos Dwarves. We have 2 Kadai Fireborn, 2 buffed Hell Cannons, 1 Bull Centaur Rider with great weapons, 4 Chaos Dwarf Warriors backing up 4 Goblin Laborers to give them that extra leadership from Malign Authority, and then a Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut with Hellhammer and Ashstorm. Who are the guys on the Italian team besides Llama, if that's okay to ask? I can check for you very quickly. The Italian team for the Nations event. Guillaume, Ronan, Maydave, Twilight Harbinger, and Leped. Okay. On the side of Dr. Nerd and the High Elves, we have Imric, the Fireborn, 3 Archers, 5 Silverin Guard, 2 more Spearmen in the backline, and a Mage of Life on foot with Regrowth and Earthblood. Imric and a Lifecaster, very daring today. Hell Cannons have already routed off 2 archers, which is actually very impressive. Their buffs are working. And these Bull Centaur renders with great weapons are just sitting back there next to the Hell Cannons, daring Imric or the Dragonborn to go around the front line and get to them. Now the Fireborn are leaping and lurching into the melee with Silver and Guard. And they'll have to be careful. They'll do great damage on the charge, and maybe if they sit and fight with support, but if the Elves actually manage to get their spears really focused in onto the Kadai, they could have a bad time. Dragonhorn is popped, giving the entire Elven army fear and more melee attack. The spears are whittling away those Kadai Fireborn quite quickly. And where is a Hellhammer? I want to see a Hellhammer right here. Look at 3 blobbed up Elven spear units. Give me the Hellhammer. Alright, I'll stop being cringe for now. Ashstorm is used, giving all these guys weakness to fire, and Imric is getting dueled by the Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut. Imric should win that fight pretty handedly. Now, even without a Hellhammer, the Kadai Fireborn still doing work against the Silver and Guard with their support, and the Hell Cannons keeping the archers at bay, making sure the Kadai Fireborn don't take too much damage from archers. One of the archers is even shattered. And it looks like the Fireborn are finally getting active. They might just have to take a duel with these Bull Centaur renders and accept their fate, because those Hell Cannons cannot be allowed to survive. 2 of the 3 archers are shattered, and the 3rd one is taking a lot of damage from those Hell Cannons. Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut is also diving back there to rout them off, which is fine. And here come the Bull Centaur renders. And a Hellhammer? Why here? I'm upset. A Hellhammer was cast onto the Fireborn. And they are on fire briefly, so they won't get as much from this regrowth, but I really wanted to see the Hellhammer here. There's 3 spears. No! Oh, the blob punishment me from campaign. I'm just like, I just want to see the big numbers go whoosh. Fireborn get a rear charge in on the Chaos Dwarf Warriors. Their Goblin Labor is already routing. The Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut did avoid Imric pretty deftly, and both the Hell Cannons are still online, still firing. Our Kadai Fireborn friends are getting lower and lower on HP as they grind away on these spears. And no, I'm getting concerned. I'm getting concerned that the spears of the High Elves might be too stalwart to break. Major Life does get charged by the Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut. I really liked what the Sorcerer Prophet has been doing. Again, that one cast aside, I didn't love that. But, like, Sorcerer Prophet, I've been liking his allocation on the battlefield. He's been usually pretty good about staying safe while also providing value. The Hell Cannons, now that all the archers are gone, are shooting the Fireborn and getting really good damage despite that 35% fire resist. They don't give a shit. Oh, they don't even do fire damage. Okay, the Fireborn have no resistance against this Hell Cannon. And it looks like it. It hurts. It hurts them a lot. God damn. Sorcerer Prophet once again harassing this Foot Mage, and even gets a good hit on the charge for her, gets a secondary little hit, and he's going to rout her off. Imric is once again coming back to deal with him, but he's just been so annoying in that backfield. Really making sure that Imric can't get the breath attacks he wants to or do anything he wants to. And High Elf Spears are also breaking. But this could be a problem. Ben Hopton, I will get to that in just a second. This could be a problem as Imric lands onto him. The Sorcerer Prophet needs to get out of here. He's not a great melee combatant at the best of times, and Imric is an excellent combatant who is also nerfing him down. The Fireborn continue to get shot by these Hell Cannons that are just doing the Lord's work out here. Look at him go! Anyway, Ben Hopton with the $20. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, my man. I hope things are going well in whatever corner of the world you call home. Sorcerer Prophet is leading Imric on a merry chase. Hell Cannons firing in, still hitting Silver and Guard and stuff. Fireborn getting pretty low, but the Kadai Fireborn will fade away. I wonder if the other one's already dead and I just missed it, because they do have that demonic instability crumbling thing that keeps happening. It also gets past their physical resistance? It does. It does, it does. Hell Cannons still firing, still a good amount of ammo, and we still have a full health Bull Centaur render, but the Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut is diving onto the Fireborn, who are receiving a regrowth as we speak. Now they are on fire once again, so they will be getting less of that healing. And Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut is pathing dangerously close to Imric. He does have to get up and out of here. There he goes. Even with the healing, the Fireborn are down to 9 models. And It's looking like a toughie. If we can get into the late game with just the Bull Centaur Renders and Imric is going to have a very bad time fighting those guys. Imric gets a breath attack down onto some healthy Chaos Dwarf Warriors, but he hits his poor Fireborn, who are like, bro, we have had like the worst day. Can you not also breath attack us? Balance of power is still dead even. And 2 big Hell Cannon shots. And the balance of power is dead even, but that's mostly off the backs of a full health Imric, because the High Elves are running out of gas. I guess I should also be critical of the Chaos Dwarves, though. I mean, you have 2 Hell Cannons with very little ammo left, and then you have, what, some fucking Goblin Laborers that are going to break at the first time of trouble? It is really a full health Bull Centaur Render and a full health Hashut Caster versus a full health Imric. If we can surround Imric and those Bull Centaurs, sure, I like it, but, like, let's all be cautious. Imric's carried some games before. His healer's still alive. I do think that's a big thing. The Sorcerer Prophet Hashut is going to have to find a way to take out that healer before the Bull Centaur Renders have to commit onto Imric. Otherwise, they're going to have to kill Imric 1.5 times. Hell Cannon once again routes the archers. That should shatter them this time. Yep, there they go. So they're gone forever. Other units shatter on their way back to the battlefield. And one of our Hell Cannons is out of ammunition. The other one, 2 volleys left, it looks like. It is turning its fire onto the column of Silverin Guard, getting an Earthblood, healing them up. That could be a problem, but do we have a Hellhammer that can go down the line? Now, if you fire it right now, obviously they should be able to dodge it, but I wonder if we can get into a blob fight of some kind. That Hellhammer could really even the odds here. Chaos Dwarf Warriors stall out those spears just one more time. Hell Cannon needs to get a fire in, but there comes the Hellhammer. He tries to dodge it, but it is still pretty good. Gets a lot of damage down as the Hell Cannon fires the last of its shots. Now their leadership is very low. Can the Chaos Dwarves mass rout these guys before they get over the shock damage? Imric has landed. The Bull Centaur Renders are into the fight. Balance of power is still dead even 8 minutes into this game. And Imric has used Lord of Dragons on the Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut, so he's trying to get out of here and let the Bull Centaur Renders do the damage, but he seems to be locked in. He can't quite get out no matter how hard he tries. The Hell Cannon crews are now just very shitty chaff. And the Bull Centaur Renders get the fight with Imric that they really wanted. The Fireborn and some spears are trying to come back in, but can the Sorcerer Prophet get up in the sky? Can he take out the Mage? Can he rear charge some of these guys to peel them off? Because he just needs to make this better for the Bull Centaur Renders. There goes an Ash Storm, giving them weakness to fire damage, but there's no fire damage here. Bull Centaur Renders don't actually deal any. So they would need a Flaming Sword of Ruin or something paired up with them, but Imric is still taking a lot of damage. These High Elves are very, very low, and that big source of terror in the Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut is back in here. The Fireborn think about leaving. Imric is taking so much damage, and there goes an Overcasted Regrowth, the most fun spell in the entire game. But he is on fire because of the Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut, which does reduce his healing by half. Can the Chaos Dwarves grind it out? They're trying. Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut healing up from his weird little blood chalice thing. Spears start to rout, and that could cause a mass rout from the High Elves, because when you have nearby allies routing, you do take a little bit of a leadership debuff. The Fireborn are trying to keep the Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut on the ground. They are down to 2 models and 40 HP. Other Silverin Guard rejoining, but the Bulls keep grinding away onto Imric. Terror out in from the Fireborn. Probably going to turn into a natural rout as they're down to 18 health and 1 model. Turns into a terror rout from the Silverin Guard. Turns into a natural rout from these Spearmen. Everything is routing for the High Elves, but Imric is still here. His heal cap's within sight, and he is grinding away through these Bull Centaur Renders. Other Silverin Guard rejoin the fight as the Sorcerer Prophet desperately tries to charge them off. I think they have a terror out in their future. I don't think they're terror immune. There we go. So they are gone. There's no support for Imric. He is continuing to fight these Bull Centaurs alone. But is the healing just too much? And Lord of Dragons is onto them, giving them 0 melee attack and like 15 melee defense. He's getting good damage down. Lord of Dragons is on a shorter cooldown than I would have thought. And the High Elves are regrouping. They're coming back in it. High Elves are up on the balance of power, and I do tend to agree, but we got to take out Imric now. He is once again weak to fire damage, but another Earthblood is going to keep healing him up. He is going to tear out off the Bull Centaur Renders, and without that support, he should be able to beat up the Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut. We have some Chaos Dwarf Warriors in the trees. They're not rejoining the fight. I don't think either player knows that they're there, and I don't think they're going to matter in the outcome of this game. As Bull Centaur Renders are back, there's 6 models and not a lot of HP. Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut taking a lot of damage. His Blood Chalice is back off cooldown. If there's another Earthblood or something, it'll accidentally heal him up too. But Imric beats his ass. Imric causes army losses, and Imric carries the whole fucking game. That was a good game. That was a good game. I like that game. That was a real good game. The Hell Cannons both getting 1600 value. Kadai Fireborn mixed, but overall pretty good. Bull Centaur Renders with their great weapons, 2700 value, 2000 value on the Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut. And Chaos Dwarf Warriors did okay for holding. On the other side, for Dr. Nerd, 5,300 value on Imric. Dragon Prince is less than 1,000. Silver and Guard, none of them quite paying for themselves, but all of them trying to. The Archers got murdered by the Hell Cannons right away, and the Spearmen also struggled. That was good. Okay, I got a bunch of replays. Let me save them and then figure out which ones we're supposed to be casting in which order. So give me 1 second here to save more replays for you lovely people. Alright. Got 3 more hot off the presses. Let me take a look at the bracket and figure out what order these are supposed to be in. Let's do... Shoxy versus Dr. Nerd. Let's do that. Okay, sorry. Someone asked me a question. There we go. Done. All right, I'm gonna read chat for just a second. Let me have a breather here. I know it's healing that's the problem, but I really wish Imric got taken out back and shot this patch. Fair. That's fair. Don't care healing strong land battles because you often snipe the caster. Okay. All caught up on chat. Let's do this. Shoxy versus Dr. Nerd. We did just see Dr. Nerd on the High Elves. He is now on the Demons of Chaos. For the Demons of Chaos, we have the Marquis of Masochism, Keeper of Secrets of Renown. Uncle Frunkle, Great Unclean One, Regiment of Renown. We have an Exalted Great Unclean One of Nurgle with just Rancid Visitations. And then a front line of Nurglings, including the Regiment of Renown, Frolickers Bubonic, 5 Blue Horrors of Tzeentch, and the Festering Stooges, Exalted Plague Bearers of Nurgle backfield. For the Skaven, we do have a front line of spread out clan rats, really taking a lot of field here. We have some Storm Vermin, Sword and Shield. Do have a Chieftain on foot. Then we have some Rat Ogres, a Plague Claw Catapult, a Warp Lightning Cannon, and a second Plague Claw Catapult, and a single Warp Block Giselle, Quick Head Taker. Quick notes on the Skaven army. Very quick notes. Plague Claw Catapults, this is one of the very few matchups where I don't hate their inclusion. They do have a contaminated effect on their shots, so they can lower your leadership by 10. And then getting shot by artillery normally also lowers your leadership more, so you can really nuke down Demons of Chaos leadership and get them to start, disintegrating. And magic damage to get past the physical resist. I don't think it's the best unit on the Skaven roster for this matchup, but I actually don't hate it. The Warp Lightning Cannon is great. Great for this matchup. I really hope that they put it directly onto the Exalted Great and Clean One and just leave it there all game. He's too big to dodge. He can't get out of the way. So, there are my thoughts. Shoxy, since you're in the chat, you need a caster. You just need a caster. I'm not talking about tournament rules. You didn't break any rules. You didn't do anything wrong. You need a fucking caster. Get a caster in this army. It's always worth it. How I describe it is if you play without a caster, you're playing chess without a queen. Magic is like a key element to success. And factions that don't have it have buffs based around not having it. Like Khorne has spell resist and dwarves have like increased armor and stuff. So anyway, those are my thoughts on your build. Overall, I like it. Just get a caster. And we're off. Sword Blighting Cannon, don't know what it's shooting at, but Jezzails are taking shots at the Marquis of Masochism, getting some good damage there. We can already see some Nurgling starting to fade away. That -10 Contaminated gets them so low on leadership that we'll get them to start crumbling soon. But Human Boy, you're this caster. Ha 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 ha. Because I'm casting the game. Oh, kill me. Just end it. Warp Lightning Cannon has a great target onto the Exalted Great Unclean One. And Queek is fighting the Marquis of Masochism. This boy doesn't give a shit. He's going for it. Kick her ass. Now, what sucks for you is that you can't use trophy heads onto the Marquis of Masochism because you can only use trophy heads onto a Lord or Hero, and the Marquis is neither. I really wish that a lot of debuffs in the game worked like Imric's Lord of Dragons, because Imric's Lord of Dragons can target anyone, but trophy heads can only target the Lord or Hero. Anyway, Overcast Rancid Visitations, and now a Spirit Leech is pushing Queek off the field. Meanwhile, the Warp Lightning Cannon is still poking down the Exalted Great Unclean One, and already some Nurglings are starting to fade. The Plague Claw Catapults do have their work cut out for them, as they need to shoot at the Blue Horrors and the Nurglings. I think some of them might be just on fire at will, and they're firing at whatever they feel like, which some of them are hitting the Marquis of Masochism, which is unfortunately a waste of your time. They should just be focusing on the Blue Horrors and Nurglings. Queek is not dead, but he is shattered. Does this guy have... No, the Chieftain did not bring Power Grab, so pretty whatever. But the Warp Lightning Cannon is getting really good, solid damage, just consistently onto this Exalted Great Unclean One. I'm really liking that target priority, so that is excellent. I already saw Fecundity go down onto him, so that he's at half health after getting some healing. Blue Horrors fading away in the distance. The Skaven doing pretty well overall. I'm Void Balls? Oh, that's true, Fat Kid Resus. We all knew that. Contaminated, hitting this blob. You can see two different units that are about to Demonic Instability crumble. Plague Claw Catapults are actually pretty great here. There goes a Blue Horror. There goes the Frolicker's Bubonic. Warp Lightning Cannon is probably getting insane value here. I thought it was bugged still? What's bugged still? Power Grab? Oh. No? No, I believe it works. If there is a bug, it's news to me, but it's not something we see every day, so it's also not something I... If you told me there was a bug with it, I'd be like, oh, probably. I know in Domination you could desummon a Chieftain... No, you could desummon your Lord to just get a permanent Power Grab buff for your whole team, but in land battles, that's not that important. Anyway, from the Demons of Chaos side, I've been talking a lot about the Skaven because they're my favorite. From the Demons of Chaos side, I really like the Marquis of Masochism just diving onto the Warplock Jezzails in the background. There were no Rat Ogres or anything back here to stop it, so it really prioritized that consistent damage. Someone has to do something about the Warp Lightning Cannon, but the Jezzails, I mean, you have to take them out first, but then after that, I'd go deal with the Warp Lightning Cannon. Festering Stooge is going to get charged by Rat Ogres while also getting shot by the Plague Claw Catapult trying to take them out. Balance power is about even as the Chieftain rallies some Clan Rats in the background. Storm Vermin are also rallying, but Uncle Frunkle is getting awfully close with his Festering Stooges to the Plague Claw Catapult. The Blue Horrors are getting close to this Plague Claw as it desperately tries to get them to go away and leave it alone. A Rancid Visitation on the Plague Claw because there's no real good targets for it anymore. Actually, wait, there is the Chieftain. That should have gone on the Chieftain. It was a Dom bug? Yeah. So now the balance of power is about to get really bad for the Skaven. Once all three of these artillery teams are shut down, the balance of power is just going to stop considering them as existing and just tank. And I don't disagree. I do think the Skaven are in a really rough spot here. They had a good start. Plague Claws probably needed to prioritize the Blue Horrors a little bit harder than they did. Like I said, one was shooting the Marquis of Masochism for part of the battle. Warp Lightning Cannon did great. Jezzails did great. Queek was not the best Lord choice here, unfortunately. Just Rancid Visitations took him out immediately. But at this point, I think we're going to just see Demons of Chaos chase everything off the field as the Chieftain mounts a last stand against Uncle Frunkle, but he immediately terror outs. And he's gone. Skaven do rally a Giselle, and they might be able to demonic instability crumble all of these infantry over here. But I don't think that'll be enough to win them the game. We have some spears defending a warp lightning cannon as it goes back towards its mount. More rat ogres coming in from the distance. Where do those storm vermin end up? Oh, they're there. They're defending the warp lightning cannon. Sick. There goes some Nurglings, blue horrors, maybe close behind. There is a pretty healthy rat ogre over here. But the clan rats terror routing means you have no anti-large infantry support for the rat ogres, so now they get picked off by the marquee pretty easily. Warp lightning cannon. Oof, that's a whoopsie. It ran past its mounts. They could have remounted. Again, I don't think it would win this game at this point. I think it is a little doomed, but it would have been nice. Exalted Great Unclean One, gonna fight it out, finish them off, and army losses. It's pretty good. Pretty good, Shoxy. And if what you told me in DM is true, then if this is your 4th or 5th game ever, then that's a great start. That's a great start. Plague Claw Catapults both almost paying for themselves. Warp Lightning Cannon did great. Rat Ogres did fine. Clan Rats held for a really long time, which is all you needed. Queek let you down, I'm sorry to say. He's let me down many a time. For Dr. Nerd, Exalted Great and Clean One did fine. Marquee Masochism did really well. Uncle Frunkle existed. He helped out. Blue Horrors did okay. Nurglings did alright. GG. Okay. I have one question for a friend, and then I'll get into the game. Okay. We could follow Dr. Nerd in the winner's bracket, or we could get on to the juicy stuff, the loser's bracket, which we will go to. Lulu's Snugglebun versus Shoxy. This is in the loser's bracket, so both these players have lost once at this point. Whoever loses now is out forever. Banned from the server. Removed from Total War Warhammer 3's multiplayer leaderboards, and their game is automatically uninstalled. Let's get into it. What are we doing? What's happening? The game is so laggy. I came here to watch a little while in battle. King of Sparta? Jesus. Well, I'm sorry to hear you're lagging, dude. Is there a loser's bracket? Yeah. Yep. So we have Lizardmen versus Skaven. On Lizardmen's side for Lulu Snugglebun, Feral Cold Ones, Sora Spears, the Shredder of Lustria, 2 Croxagors, more Skinks, more Saurus, more Feral Cold Ones, and a Life Slam. Shredder of Lustria is going to try and solo this army, and I honestly believe in him to do it. Flesh of Stone gives him 66% physical resistance. Rattling Guns do not do magic damage. If anybody ever, in the history of ever, wonders why I said the Lizardman matchup is favored for Lizardmen after all of Game 2, it was favored for Skaven. That little interaction right there, that might be a fucking problem. Shredder of Austria just piles in, doesn't give a fuck about the Rattling Guns that shot him. Anyway, we have 1 Deathglow Bombardier, a Warplock Giselle, 2 Rattling Guns, a Plague Claw, 2 Plague Claw Catapults. Oh, there's a Ripperdactyl that was sneaky. Frontline of Clan Rats, some Rat Ogres, and Quick Head Taker. Rattling Guns turn around and try and help the Giselles shoot at the Ripperdactyl Riders, but Ripperdactyls also don't take a lot of damage due to missile resist, but also their models are just kind of janky, so Rattling Guns really can't hit them that well. If you're also wondering why I say this matchup is Lizardman favored, that right there, fucking problem. So Giselles are trying to get rid of those spooky, scary Ripperdactyls. Rattling guns getting disrupted by the Awakening of the Woods, but they are hoping to fire at the Croxigors. And the Deathglow Bombardiers are moving, but they might end up in melee. Now they're running away from the Croxigors. Please, Rattling guns, save them! Rattling guns say they're firing, but they're not actually firing, so they are doing nothing to help. While Queek 1v1s the Shredder of Lustria! And this is what I consider a 1v1. Fuck you. Go, Queek, go! Oh shit, he's running away, and I don't exactly blame him. That is a big, scary man. Rattling guns are trying to fire into the Croxigors now, but it is too little, it is too late, and the Croxigors are on the Deathglow Bombardiers. Rattling guns also just firing into Croxigors over here, and they could be firing at the Shredder, but things are going a little bit shitty right now for the Skaven, so any damage is fine, except they're not doing any damage, are they? Are they, friends? They're not doing any damage. Do you remember in yesterday's stream where I said Rattling guns suck, and people said, nah, they don't suck. I set them up for success. I netted the target that was in question right in front of them, and they didn't manage to kill it. Do you see what happens to this unit when you don't set it up for success? It does nothing. Do you see what happens when you set it up for success? It does something kind of sometimes, but that's not enough. That's not enough for a unit to be considered good. A unit to be considered good, it has to kill things. It can't just, like, miss them unless it's netted right in front of you, sitting perfectly still, and then you can shoot it, and then you can do some damage, unless it has flesh to stone, or unless it gets regrowth one fucking time, or unless a random skink wanders into you. These are things that make a bad unit. Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses have like 1.5 million armor, and they do better damage, and they're more accurate. Yes, they're 50 gold more expensive, but who gives a shit? Because they're actually a good unit. Rattling guns, my boys, I want to love you, but you're so trash. You're so fucking trash. Skinks get onto them, and they're dead. And they're dead. Warplock Jazales getting compromised by Feral Cold Ones. Rattling guns compromised by Feral Cold Ones. Queek is all alone. He's all alone in this world. And Human Boy's right again, and chat's wrong again. And if chat was right, then why am I the only one talking? Why am I the only one talking, saying Rattling guns are trash? Seems kind of strange that none of you are talking. You're just typing. Little keyboard warriors. Exactly. Anyway. Rat Ogres and Queek trying to fight the Slaanesh Mage Priest of Life. With Trophy Heads, he has 0 melee stats for both. I wonder if that even matters. Like, let's pretend that Queek kills the Slaanesh Mage Priest. I still don't think that matters. I think the Shredder could kill everything. No, you do still have a Rattling gun. And jokes and memes and shitty shit aside, without flesh to stone, if a Rattling gun can sit and fire, it can actually kill the Shredder. Pretty good. So that is a way back into this game. Slaanesh Mage Priest is trying to get away. He's casting Flesh to Stone on himself, 66% resist. But he really needs the Shredder to come back. And the Shredder is wandering in this direction. Okay, yeah, it's definitely coming this direction. As the Slaan's like, get your ass over here, you piece of shit. And it comes in hot. Hits Queek, knocks him over. It's going to immediately terror out the Rat Ogres, I suspect. And honestly, might just terror out Queek too, as the Slaan is going to get away. But the Shredder is here to save the day. On the top side, the Skaven are holding strong. Their clan rats are doing fine. Fighting back against Saurus, trying to protect the Rattling guns, who are constantly in duress. Death Club's getting finished off in the forest, but the real fight is here. It is Queek versus the Slaan and Ripperdactyls. And honestly, Queek's kind of putting in the work. Alright, he's trying his ass off over here. Can we not do the Plague Claw Catapults? Fuck you, go away. He's got 1,000 damage value versus Lizards, which is tough. But now the Shredder is here, and Queek is going to terror out before it even hits him. Yeah, it didn't even hit him. It just got close. He was like, you know what? Pass. And again, I don't blame him. I would pass too. That thing's scary as hell. Lulu Snugglebun, hey, that's you? That is you. You're doing great, buddy. Skaven continuing to fight it out. We do have Rattling guns rallying on the far sides. And Jazale's rallying. Okay. Okay. Alright. I don't know what we do about a Shredder. But you know what? It ain't over yet. Queek explodes. Tired of being ignored by all those Saurus. Croxigor's on the top side. There's a full health Croxigor. I don't know where you were hiding, bud, but welcome back to the fight. They're going to rout off these clan rats pretty soon. And then that's a lot of Saurus. That's a lot of Shredder. That's a lot of healing to deal with. But Queek is back at it with the Life Slot. 0 stats. And he goes back to his favorite thing, looking for trophy heads, while the Shredder walks in, immediately routs off the Rat Ogres that were his friends, and Queek's leadership also isn't looking so hot. More stuff is routing. Bounce power's getting worse for the Skaven, but they are rallying a little bit. Gisele's still firing in. Rattling Gun's getting closer and closer to do some stuff. But I think if Queek routes the bounce power tip so far that they just lose. Even without the bounce power tipping, I think they're just in a hard part here. I facepalm when you say lizards. Queek routes. Army losses. GG. Alright, King of Sparta asked me about this game. Not this game, but a game that's important here. Rattling Guns, 830 value, 709. Shredder did fine. GG. Okay, what do I do about this? King of Sparta. What happens when something is so laggy it ends in a draw? It was also on the wrong map. Alright. Someone's sending me a replay. They were lagging out super hard, and then the game ended in a draw. I just want to see where it was at. If there was, like, obviously a winner or something, we could maybe call it? I don't know, man. I got 2 more tournament replays. Back. But ladies and gentlemen, we do have a halftime show. Soon. King of Sparta is going to send me a replay here, and I do need to get that ruling on the way. Alright, actually... Sorry. Dealing with things so the tournament can keep going while we all do this. Laggy opponents wondering who goes forward. Alright, whatever... Sorry, I'll get back to the stream in a second. Whatever Storm says to do, trust it. I'm gonna keep streaming. Alright. Cool, we're back to streaming. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the halftime show. It's time for the halftime show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know we don't get to have a lot of fun on this channel. I know this channel is usually about doing your taxes, usually about more taxes. It's honestly all we do. I'm just a financial advisor. But sometimes we get to have a bit of fun. Now, I need to remember the instructions for this thing. Hit fast forward to the Tomb King setup. Higher Titans are the start and finish line. Okay. So I'm going to read this out loud for you because I'm also doing the same information. Tomb King setup. Higher Titans are the start and finish line. Ethereal infantry are the checkpoints Greasus needs to pass. Clear all of them for a lap to count. Ushopti are just obstacles. The race has 3 laps. The race starts when overcast net of Amatoct is cast on the Greasuses. Once it starts, they're free to start driving. Okay. So it is Greasus cart. The end result is they have to get inside the racetrack, get through all the obstacles, and get through 3 laps. I already forgot which players are which Greasuses, but we have green Greasus, we have white Greasus, we have brown Greasus, and we have purple Greasus. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you all are big fans of the racetrack, as I am, as I have always been. Purple Greasus is notoriously into the drugs. He's the bad boy of the racing circuit, but he is back with a vengeance. His manager okayed him to play. He's good. He's clean for now. He's clean till the end of the race. He's not clean at all. He is on drugs as we speak, but he is here to race. Green Greasus, no problem with ever. Green's the best color, so we never did anything wrong. White Greasus has a very sordid history we are going to just glance past. And kind of tannish, brownish Greasus is, of course, sponsored by Alienware, as we are on this stream. He gets millions of dollars. I get 6s of millions of dollars. So I will never say anything bad about you, brownish, tannish Greasus, whatever you are. I hope you win the whole race. Sound good? Tomb Kings are still setting up. My bit aside, as we said, the Hyro Titans, well, as Lucinia said, the Hyro Titans are the start and end point. That is the finish line. Looks like the obstacle course is being set up outside the city rather than inside. I wonder if they had pathing issues inside. Don't know. All right, he said the race starts as soon as the net of Amatoct is cast. So we are off to the races once that overcast wears off. It is 10 seconds to count down. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. It's more fun if I just type it. No, I don't have time. All right, hold on. I gotta get the poll up. Green, purple, white, tan. Start poll. Pick your racers. Let's get into it. 2, 1, go! And they're off. 400 speed, Greasus Goldtooth, popping Stand Your Ground, popping Scepter of the Titans. They have all the buffs right now, and purple is falling behind. Now white and tan are neck and neck at the front. Green is taking an outside track while white and tan go straight through the Nehekar Warriors. Past the Ushopti. You don't want to get caught up in that mass. You have to be a little careful, but purple's going straight into it. He veers off course. Oh, that's going to put him way behind. Purple's the Coke Fiend? Yeah, purple has a problem. You bet Goji? I don't know which one Goji is. I just know colors. Now on the straightaway, there are no obstacles. There are no problems as Tan, Greasus Goldtooth, is currently in lead for a bit. But he's going for the inside track. He's going to try and sneak past Ushopti. That's a risky bet as you might get caught up in some of the terrain. But he makes it through and Green does not. Green stops dead. Green is completely fucked. And Tan is just going for the Usurian's Legion of the Netherworld or whatever. Just because, oh, they're checkpoints, that's right. They're checkpoints, you have to hit them. Oh, yeah, okay, all right. Lucinia's smarter than me, duh. Green misses the checkpoint. Green is disqualified, banned from the race. I don't know. I just work here. I'm trusting the referees to this one as Tan gets through, White gets around. They're both going straight through the next checkpoint. Brr, they go through. Green is still desperately trying to catch up after sneaking past checkpoint, but once again, green is my favorite color, so I can't say anything negative about him whatsoever. Purple gets in there, and green nicks the edge of the unit, still technically counts, even though it takes him less out of the way than the other units. But this really does seem to be a two-man race between Tan and White, as they're just barreling along. Once again, Tan is just clutching it through the side. Hits one Ushapti, but he's fine. The white didn't hit any Ushapti, so they're even more than fine. Purple and green mounting up the back, doing their best. And the checkpoint is once again blazed through by white and tan. These two are professional racers. You can really tell that they've trained at this their entire lives. While purple and green, fucking amateurs. That is lap 1 down, ladies and gentlemen. Tan is in the lead, but right behind him is Anakin Skywalker, Little Annie, and the best Star Wars movie of all time. I will not take any questions. I will not be doing a press interview after this. Fuck you, I'm right. And out of left field, Sebulba! It's fucking Volkmar the Grim, rolls in, starts casting Soul Fire Bombardment on them. You want Bwags and you to play? Yes, play. Play. Do not wait for me. I am doing this bit to buy time for more replays. I am not doing this bit so that you can wait for me. Anyway, white pulls ahead to a little bit of a lead. Tan is kind of swerving a bit, drunk at the wheel yet again for Greasus Goldtooth. Not uncommon for ogres, but very uncommon for competitors. Greasus is going, goes around the side, but that put white very far behind. Tan definitely got the better track of it, and he is going straight through. But time to check back with the best ones. Oh no, purple, the Coke Fiend, is far, far behind. But green is actually trying to get back in it. And what was that? What was that? We had some contact on the field. White and tan make a collision. I don't know who to blame, but I am blaming purple. It is purple's fault, and white gets out to a huge lead. Tan is falling behind. He is calling foul. He's calling foul. I'm checking with the refs right now. Nope, that's just a turkey leg. It's good. It's close to Thanksgiving. It's fine. It's kosher. It's allowed. It's allowed. There was no foul. There's no foul. Purple is calling foul. That's some bullshit. You're just upset because you're in last. But we're back at it. And green and tan, neck and neck. These are the only two colors that matter. White definitely is going to lose. Definitely for sure. Phantom Menace is the best? Hell yeah. All right, inside track. White does hit one Ushapti, putting him just a little bit slower, but it's okay. Tan goes for it and gets caught up entirely by the Ushapti. He is done. He is fucked. He's never coming back in this race. It is green's show to win. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all green all day. My favorite color, and I will never say anything bad about them ever as they try and catch up to white. We have had a real barn burner here today as purple tries to catch up to tan, and tan so arrogantly in the lead in race 1. I heard him say as he passed the finish line for the first lap, he said, "I cannot be caught by any mortal man. It cannot happen," as he's swerving all over the goddamn place. Well, you were caught, sir, and now you look like an asshole. As green desperately tries to catch up to white, green is the protagonist. He always has been because it is the best color in the whole world. I'm going to hop on board here just for a little interview with the winner. Hey there, Mr. Goldtooth, sir. How's the race going? Hey, look at me when I'm talking to you, you piece of shit. What do you mean there's a race going on? There are children around the world who look up to you, and you have a responsibility. Don't flip me off, you fucking piece of shit. All right, looks like we're not getting that interview today with Green. Super sorry about that, everybody. But, you know, he's a good contestant. He's a good competitor. Best friend. I love that guy. My feelings aren't hurt. Now, white is still rocketing ahead. Purple is leading in the popular polls. I don't think that one's going to be the case. As, wow, tan and purple really have it going on in the backfield. Purple got caught up on some Ushaptis a little bit. That's fine. That's okay as tan is going through. But green and white still here to fight. Green going through. That just clipping the checkpoint again. Just technically getting through the checkpoint, which is technically correct is the best form of correct. We've all established that. And green and white still down the stretch. The finish line is closing in, though. What can green do to get ahead of this imposter, this piece of shit, this utter trash? Oh, he's going for it. He's risking it all, and it doesn't pay off. He crashes and burns with the hubris of 1,000 suns. I mean, I can't say anything bad about him. It was perfect play. He was amazing, the best choice ever made. And white is off to the leads by now. No one can catch him. He's breezing his way to an easy victory. The Hyrule Titans stand passively, watching as this peak physical condition contestant gets through. White gets first. Green gets second. And who's that coming in third? It's a Shem's burning gaze cast at the winner to celebrate him. Tan is coming in third, and purple, the drugged out bastard in the far back, the piece of shit who we never wanted to win anyway, isn't even bothering to finish the race. Fuck that guy. I hope he dies. This has been Chet Manley, professional sportscaster. You know our motto here at MSNB, CNN, TVYL. Professionalism is the gold standard. It's a fine day to be an American. Stormrunner was purple. Sipa came in first. Slow Jira did not live up to the name of being slow. That glorious motherfucker got second with the best color in the whole world. And Pigman 202, the best, an honorable third. He was in the lead at the start, and he fell behind because he lacked the will of a warrior. But congratulations to Sipa for winning. GG. And most people were voting for purple, as was I, secretly. The Stormrunner's a gangster. All right. So we're back. Yeah. All right, one of my mods is still working on some tournament stuff. There are some players who are... there's some players who had lag issues with each other, so they're just like, you know, what do you do? Or something like that. But we need to keep trucking on. So we have 3 more replays here. The cast is Might of Heaven and Earth good on Jade Lancers. I don't know what that is. I honestly don't know what that is. It's one of those spells that's like so rarely used that off the top of my head I'm like, oh, that's like 25 melee attack and 24 melee defense or something like that. Anyway, what is this and what are the stakes? Blags versus Dr. Nerd, winner's bracket, no one cares. Lulu Snugglebun versus Out There, loser's bracket, that's an elimination match, we care about that. And P Pathetic Enterprise versus Old Tired and Washed Up, also winner bracket. So let's do the loser's bracket. The winner of this stays in, the loser falls out. All right, I'm gonna go to seated. I'm tired of standing up. Fuck this. Oh! Oh, God. It's a small map, so let's pause while I cast the armies, because otherwise this game's going to be half over by the time I'm done. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? For the Lizardmen of, I believe, Lulu Snugglebun is the Lizardmen. 2 Ripperdactyl Riders. 1 Razordawn Hunting Pack. 2 Razordawn Hunting Packs. This one's the Amexon Barbs, which, what's special about you again? Amexon Barbs have missile resistance, better stats, and poison. Okay, cool. That's fine. Frontline of Red Crested Skinks, including the cohort of Sotek, triple Croxagors backing it up, some more Feral Kobolds, and a Slann Mage Priest of Life for some of that healing. Base AP and weapon strength. Tequila Sunset, depending on its cost, and that sounds like it could be fine. The main problem with some of these spells is they could be fine, but you're on the same roster as Talons of Night, and Talons of Night is amazing. But there could be some potential there, for sure. I think I mentioned at the start of the stream that Cathay doesn't get a lot of experimentation because just not a lot of people let Cathay get unbanned, you know what I mean? Anyway, for the Chaos Dwarves of Out There, we have Bull Centaur Renders with great weapons. We have a Bull Centaur Toruk, the anti-large armor-piercing hero of the Chaos Dwarves that we really don't see that often, with Dark Mace and then all of his abilities. We do have 1 Infernal Guard Fireglaive, 1 Chaos Dwarf Blunderbuss, 5 Chaos Dwarf Warriors, and a Sorcerer Prophet of Metal, Final Transmutation, and Searing Doom, and he's on his Lamasu mount, giving him a free Withering and Enfeebling Foe. The Fireglaves are already teeing off onto the Crocsgores. I want to see the Blunderbusses, but why are they out of position? That's weird. That doesn't look like a player fault, that just looked like it happened for some reason, but I love watching them fire. Boom, 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 boom. And an Awakening of the Wood disrupts their formation as they're firing. Okay, that's cool. Blunderbuss is also firing a little high on the Crocsgore models, and the Crocsgores plow straight through the Chaos Dwarf Warriors. Really getting onto that backline, that is a good priority. But the Infernal Guard Fireglaves still shooting at these Crocsgores, and now they're rotating to try and do something else, but there are Crocsgores wandering over here to give them some guff. Sorcerer Prophet of Metal is Enfeebling Foe, fighting some Ripperdactyls, but they still have 32 melee attack despite the Enfeebling Foe, so they're feeling pretty good about it in general. Final Transmutation finally gets rid of those guys, but a Bound Banishment from a Slann going to go straight through these Infernal Guard Fireglaves? No, he canceled it for something else. Bull Centaur Torok is fighting the Amixon Barbs and Ripperdactyls, getting his ass kicked right now, but Heroic Killing Blow is trying to keep him in the fight. Dark Mace is applied, and there's the Bound Banishment, plus an Awakening of the Wood. Pretty good damage onto those Infernal Guard, and our friend, the Sorcerer Prophet of Metal, is very injured despite the fact that he's already gotten his healing. Bull Centaur Renders great weapons. It looks like they killed a Razordawn Hunting Pack on the top side while I wasn't looking, but now they're trying to get back to the fight, and it looks and feels like the Chaos Dwarves, so much of their roster is so much more expensive than their Lizardmen counterparts, that their front line is losing, but their flanks are also less manned because Bull Centaurs are so fucking expensive. Now the Blunderbusses do manage to get some space. With 85 armor, they're plenty happy to shoot at these Ripperdactyls and rout them off. The Hobgoblin Wolf Riders with their bows do need to be rallied. And the Blood Chalice is off cooldown in 2 seconds, so if he can get near that Slann when he casts his next spell, the Sorcerer Prophet can get a much-needed bit of healing. Bull Centaur Torok is also beating the shit out of the Ripperdactyl Riders, and okay, I might have counted out the Chaos Dwarves a little bit too soon. Bull Centaur Renders with their great weapons getting a rear charge onto Crocsgores, trying to save the Infernal Guard with their Fireglaves. Sorcerer Prophet of Metal is getting his heal. That is crucial for him to stay in this game. But it's not like the Slann was just not going to cast spells for the rest of the game, so he was going to get it. I was just curious if he'd route beforehand. But the Crocsgores are gone. This frees up the Infernal Guard Fireglaves to keep shooting, and the Chaos Dwarf Warrior frontline is holding for now as the Bull Centaur the Bull Centaur Renders keep trying to get between these guns and trouble, but now they're also trying to save their lord from the Ripperdactyl Riders. Bull Centaur Torok himself is still fighting the Amixon Barbs and getting pretty good damage out for a unit we really never get to see. The Lizardmen still doing all right, but the balance of power is back to even, and I must say I agree. After what looked like a really scary mid-game for the Chaos Dwarves, they fought back pretty hard. Similar to the Koala Duck / Dragonborn, whatever you want to call them, game earlier, though, we have Bull Centaur Renders a little bit versus the world. We're going to see if they can carry a whole game on their backs, as a very nice Searing Doom from the Sorcerer Prophet takes out almost half a unit of Red-Crested Skinks. Bull Centaur Torok is tearing apart the Amixon Barbs in melee, taking out that precious armor-piercing unit. The Bull Centaurs are still full health. I'm getting a little worried about the Lizardmen's capacity to kill those guys, but if they snipe out the Sorcerer Prophet of Metal, that is a good start. There's an Awakening of the Wood, but the Blood Chalice is still on 17 seconds of cooldown, so no healing for this guy. Thankfully for him, a Terror Rout takes out those Ripperdactyl Riders and buys him a little bit more space. Crocsgores are back, and this is probably the end of the Infernal Guard. They're just too low, and with a rear charge in from Crocsgores, it'll take enough damage to either rout them or kill them off. For the Chaos Dwarves, a lot of stuff is routing. Red-Crested Skinks are here to make sure these Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses still have a bad time, and on the far side, Bull Centaur Torok is surrounded by Crocsgores. He did use the Dark Mace on them. No, Talisman of Obsidian. Whatever. He's fighting, but he's running out of time and will to fight. Bull Centaur Toroks, I keep doing that. There's too many Bull Centaurs right now. The Bull Centaur Renders have lost about a third of their HP. The balance of power is tipping further against them than I am. But did the Lord die? Oh no, if he did, that's definitely where the balance of power went. Lord recently died. That is a disaster. As it looks like the Ripperdactyls or someone managed to isolate out the Baleporus and kill off the Lord. Chaos Dwarves are now relying entirely on these Bull Centaur Renders. That's really all that is left on the battlefield for them. Can they carry as they rout off the Crocsgores? Now, to be super fair, a lot of this balance of power for the Lizardmen is in the Slann, who, if he gets attacked by the Bull Centaur Renders, will fall immediately. Like, he'll just immediately die. So, Refuse to Die is popped on these cohort of Sotek. The Amexon Barbs are in a position to fire. The Bull Centaur Renders are trying to push through. They're getting shot the whole time. They probably need to attack the Amexon Barbs first. Attack the Amexon Barbs. Take them out. Then take out the Croxagores. And then take out the Slaanesh Mage Priest in that order. Because if they get rear charged by the Croxagores, it's going to be tough. Another Awakening in the Wood. Trying to do some damage and slow them down. It does proc the Lifeblood passive for the whole army, but that got nerfed and it never really was that incredible of a passive. In the distance, Bull Centaur Toruk might come back. We are getting some Chaos Dwarf Warriors slowly back, and there's Hobgoblin Wolf Riders firing in the distance. Blood Statute of Spite, that should be the last cast of it if I counted correctly. Yes, the Blood Statute of Spite is gone. The Bull Centaur Renders have taken a ton of damage, but can they put this game on their back? Chaos Dwarf Warriors under attack. They shatter off as the support starts leaving. The Bull Centaurs are looking less and less likely to carry this game. Infernal Guard Fireglaves, -2 leadership. They might be able to rally. The Bull Centaurs rout yet another Red Crested Skink. Balance of power is getting danger low for the Chaos Dwarves. Looks like the Bull Centaurs might be going all in on the Slann. They are kind of trending back this way. Can't tell if they meant to charge the Skinks or the Slann, but they're going through either way. Ripperdactyls will get rid of the Chaos Dwarves, and I just think that that's going to be army losses, probably. Watch that Hobgoblin's leadership. If it spikes down all of a sudden, then that's army losses. Bull Centaur Renders trying to fight the Ripperdactyls, as it's another large target they can tear apart and try and keep the balance power in their favor, but it is not to be, and they do fall. Very, very good game. Lulu Snugglebun. The Razordawn Hunting Pack ROR actually managing to pay for itself, while the basic Razordawn just got killed immediately. Crocscores did fine. Red Crested Skinks did okay. Feral Coldens did not do very much, and the Life Slann did great. On the other side, for out there, it was a valiant attempt with some units we never get to see, and the Bull Centaur Toruk actually did do all right. I don't remember what his base cost is with the stuff he brought, but he did fine. Bull Centaur Renders another 3,000 plus performance. Maybe these guys are underrated by me. Maybe there is some life to be had in them. Blunderbusses and Fireglaves both did great. The one Hobgoblin Wolf Rider really struggled, and the Chaos Dwarf Warriors held for quite a long time and did pretty decently. So, good game. Good game indeed. That is unfortunately our goodbye for Out There 58, but we do hope to see him back. And Lulu Snugglebun will stay in for now. Alright, got another replay, but it is from Lulu Snugglebun, so let's take a trip up to somewhere else. Let's do GG. Pathetic Enterprise versus Old, Tired, and Washed Up. I haven't gotten to see Old, Tired, and Washed Up yet on stream, so let's take a look at that, huh? All right. Once again, we're on a small map, so I'm going to put it on slow motion while I figure this out. For Cyrus, also known as PE, Pathetic Enterprise, we have 2 Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, 2 more Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes on the other side, so 4 total. Then a lot of infantry. Forsaken, Marauders, Chaos Warriors with halberds, and the Severed Clawspire and Champion ROR. We have Valkia the Bloody and a Zinj cast with blue and pink fire. On the other side, for Old, Tired, and Washed Up, the Tomb Kings, taking the Skeleton Chariots, which I got to play around with a bit last night off stream with Golden Floof. I was playing them into Bretonia, but man, I had fun with the Chariots. I rolled through the peasant front line. It was awesome. Then they got caught by Grail Knights and completely fucking murdered. But before the Grail Knights caught them, I was zooming. All right, 5 Skeleton Warriors aside from that. We have 4 Skeleton Archers, not a unit you see a lot of, especially not 4 of them. Blessed Legion of Flach, the armor-sundering archers, also here. Some Skeleton Spears in the backline, 2 Nakara Horsemen, and then we do have the Chosen of the Gods, who shot the Great Bow Regiment of Renown, the Eyes of the Desert, Sparkle Stalker Regiment of Renown, and Cetra on horseback with some of his basic cheap spells. Actually, just one very cheap spell to heal his whole army as much as possible, and then some of his melee buffs. First pink fire is out. I don't know if it was overcast or not, but judging by the damage, I'm guessing it was overcast. Almost killing an entire skeleton warrior. All right. And the chariots are out. In mostly an infantry-based army, you're going to want these chariots to do a lot of good work. They'll have to watch out for the Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes and Valkia, but they already take half HP off some Marauders, and they're going to try and scoot their boots back to their snoots all safe and sound. There they go. Archers are pouring fire into the enemy. They're probably going to want to focus on the skirmish cav and really buy the chariots some time to move. Skirmish cav overchasing a little bit into the enemy lines. They are backing off now, but Sepulchral Stalkers and Archers should be able to shoot them on the way out. Meanwhile, the Chosen of the Gods have almost deleted an entire Chaos Warrior with Halberd's unit. And Nehekar Horsemen are also coming up to say hello to these Skirmish cav. But you can see what happens to Chariots if they ever get stuck. Chariots look real cool until they sit still for even a second. Half health off these Chariots as they get locked in by the Marauder Horsemen and Forsaken. And these other Chariots trying to get through those Forsaken as well, doing decent damage, but they're getting caught up on their own cavalry. And the heavily armored Forsaken are a little harder to push around than the Marauders were. Side shot from the Blue Fire of Tzeentch, and that does way less damage after the missile fixes. Okay, the missile fixes on the Blue Fire of Tzeentch might be a nerf to their damage versus multi-entity models, because they all aimed for the same point and just, like, hit it. Cool. Cetra is fighting Valkia. Valkia seems to be doing well in that trade for now. She has Chaos Warrior support nearby if they want to back up just a little bit. As for Archers, looks like 4 of them, four still alive, though some of them are more damaged than others. Chariots get a rear charge. They're not going to do nearly as much damage on the thick Chaos Warriors with their 100 armor, but they still get decent shots down for now. Chaos Warriors, a lot of them are routing. Cetra took half his HP fighting Valkia, though. She's feeling pretty good about that. And yeah, oh, those chariots are taking real damage in these halberds. They need to start backing off. Some of them might even start crumbling. Nehekar Horsemen are being used to plug holes in the front line where skeletons have fallen. We do get our Bound Ushapti Summon, our army ability. It is out for a temporary amount of time. There we go. Took a lot longer than I thought. But for the Tomb Kings, I mean, Cetra's still half HP and potentially has healing through his army passive. Chosen of the Gods and Sepulchral Stalkers are still alive, though one is currently under attack by Valkia. We do still have a lot of Archers. I don't put a ton of stock in them, considering most of what's left is Chaos Warriors and Aspiring Champions. Not exactly their bread and butter. Another pink fire rolls through these Skeleton Archers, getting them low yet again. Though unless that's the same wounded Skeleton Archer... It is. Somehow that Skeleton Archer has lived through all of this. Chaos Warriors and Chaos Warriors regular? No, Marauders. Chaos Warriors and Marauders slowly trying to get through here. The Tzeentch caster getting shot by Sepulchral Stalkers just before the Severed Claw get into the fight. As for the Tomb Kings, one of their chariots is very low but alive. The other one is so low it's just dead. That's a new Ushapti summon, so it's not real. Bounce power is slightly... Oh no! It was slightly Tomb King's favorite until Cetra takes out like a sixth of his own HP with an overcast, and then think about that, Ushapti is fake. Archers are still firing, and a really nice volley onto the Chaos Sorcerer of Tzeentch from the Sepulchral Stalkers. He can't be here. He's going to have to juke around a bit more, but Valkia is doing great, sniping out Cetra, really whittling down his health. That Tzeentch caster has to get out of here, and he probably has to start switching over to Blue Fire. He needs to shut Cetra down. And Cetra's so low that 1 or 2 undercasted Blue Fires is going to do great damage. And now Valkia is getting teed off on the Sepulchral Stalkers, and this fight happening right in front of them is unfortunately just terrible for the forces of Chaos. The Ushapti have faded away, and all of a sudden the bounce power is back to the middle. Now we do have an Archer crumbling. 2 Archers are healthy and alive, and this Chaos Sorcerer of Tzeentch, man, he's got to get a Blue Fire out onto Cetra. Valkia's trying to fight him, and she does pop her Demon Shield, which is great for her and stuff, but Cetra's got to die before this Demon Shield wears off, or she might run out of gas. A really nice... What was that? I saw Blue Fire start to get cast. Did it get canceled? I think it got canceled. Anyway, a really nice Spear of Sleipnir went down some Archers, whatever. This is way more important. Valkia gets another hit off, but so does Cetra. Where is the Blue Fire? Can he seriously not aid Valkia in any way, as she is going to rout away from Cetra, and he makes it out. He's allowed to keep casting spells and healing up that whole army. There's a Blue Fire. Is it onto Cetra? No, it's onto the Sepulchral Stalkers. That's a massive mistake. Oh no, Cetra's gonna live. Oh no! Chaos Warriors killing off some random Skeleton Warriors. Other Chaos Warriors are still chasing down all these things, but Cetra is alive. Valkia's back. But that blue fire, next blue fire has to go for Cetra. It has to kill him off because that'll lower their leadership. It'll stop them from getting any healing for the rest of the game because their army ability's over. We already saw the Ushabti come out, and that's the last of your passive healing. But Cetra also can't keep casting spells and healing himself and healing his whole army like that, so he needs to die. And when he dies, their leadership will lower, and that'll make them crumble more often and more aggressively, which, like, that would maybe kill this skeleton archer, maybe kill the chariot. Another blue fire is out. That one's on to Cetra, but it misses him entirely. That one's not a player fault. I mean, it is what it is. Gonna see the rest, but please yell at me to be less shit. So far, the only real problem I've noticed is that blue fire that went on the Sporkle Stalkers and not Cetra. Valkia is charging back after Cetra. I don't know if her Demon Shield is off cooldown. Really nice dodge from the Sporkle Stalkers, like, to get away from them. Not that they dodged. They didn't do anything. They didn't do shit. Valkia is going to rout yet again, though. Zinchcaster's going very far away. Valkia probably won't die to these Sporkle Stalkers. Chosen of the Gods firing the last of their ammo into some Marauders, and very quickly, Chaos is just boiling down to the Severed Claw. Skeleton Archer is crumbling. Another blue fire, etc. This one hits, takes him down to 100 HP. But his leadership's stable at 14. Really? All right. Skeleton Warriors are, Skeleton Spearmen are crumbling. Blessed Legion of Flach crumbling. And a nice rear charge from the Zinchcaster also gets the Skeleton Chariot crumbling. So all these units are probably going to crumble away into nothing. Somehow Cetra's alive from that blue fire. Sporkle Stalkers, 2 volleys left. Chosen of the Gods out of ammo. Valkia is rallied for the last time with 71 HP, but if she routs once more, she will shatter and go straight off the map. There's nothing you can do about that. I am worried the Severed Claw are going to be able to carry this. How could the Tomb Kings beat them? We will see. Valkia does shatter of her own volition. Another blue fire onto Cetra. He casts one more heal on himself, but it's not enough. He does die, and that causes the Blessed Legion to disintegrate. And without Cetra, the balance of power is very much in the favor of the Warriors of Chaos. Severed Claw getting to fight the Chosen of the Gods. They're looking good. Eyes of the Desert shooting them in the rear, but they only have 1 volley left before now you just have to deal with halberds. But wow, that volley did a lot of damage. Holy crap. All right, they're down to half HP. Not bad, not bad. Chosen the Gods are crumbling. Nekar Horsemen trying to join the fight, but they're thinking about crumbling. A lot of halberds are rejoining. And the caster of Tzeentch doesn't look like he's about to let these Chosen the Gods get off easy. He doesn't want them to stop crumbling. And it's looking good here. It's looking good for the Warriors of Chaos. Chosen Gods, like we said, crumbling. A rear charge from these Nekar Horsemen is a good play. These Chaos Warriors will rout. And then the Marauder Horsemen throwing axes also go with them. The Severed Claw are getting shields back the entire time this is happening, as the Tomb Kings pick off the low-hanging fruit around the battlefield. But without this is why killing Cetra was key. And I know no one's like, wow, you should kill Cetra. Great insight, human boy. But man, when Tomb Kings are undead, lose their leadership, if they get low, they just can't rally. And then they're taking constant free damage. So if they want to chase all of your random guys off, which is fine, if they want to do that, they're going to be taking damage the whole time for doing so. Now the Chosen of the Gods and the Sporkle Stalkers charging back in onto the Severed Claw. It's all or nothing to kill them outright. Zinchcaster is still around. He casts another blue fire for some poke. He is going to rear charge in on the Nekar Horsemen. And half health for the Severed Claw. Chosen of the Gods are dead. Sporkle Stalkers are dying. Balance of power goes into army losses territory. That'll be it. Chaos takes it in a very good game. GG's, brother. GG's. Valkia, 2,500 value. Severed Claw did great. Zinchcaster did great. Halberds did pretty fine. Forsaken also did pretty fine. Skirmish Cavs struggled a bit to get their value back. But I don't hate them in the build. I mean, who can expect 4 Skeleton Archers? Those are really rough for Skirmish Cav. Cetra did okay. It was really the 2 Regiment of Renown weapons teams that are the highlights. Both the Chariots did pretty good. Nekar Horsemen also did fine. Archers, mixed, but they overall did okay. And Skeleton Warriors are never really going to pay for themselves, but you need them. I'm not going to say they did good or bad. It's not like you can make a build without them, so. Yeah. Very good game. A lot of good games today, actually. All right, this is also in the winner's bracket, so whoever loses this goes down to the loser's bracket, get a second life, right? It's not all or nothing yet. Okay. Oh boy, game already started. 1 second, 1 second. Tournament admin stuff. In the loser's bracket, IDK, who am I to face now? It seems stuck. If you hit refresh page... I don't want to show it on stream because it'll spoil the winners. Old, tired, and washed up. But if you hit refresh, it'll say you versus TBD. And there are 2 players right before you that are playing to see who faces you. So you're waiting on 1 game from them. I think they're playing right now, though. Anyway, for Dr. Nerd and the Skaven, I'm playing it on slow motion so I can cast the armies. Looks like we have 2 basic Poison Wind Mortars, not the Regiment of Renown. We have 2 Rattling Guns, Skaven Slaves, Clan Rats, 2 Poison Wind Globes, Ick Claw and his Doom Wheel with Howling Warp Gale, Cleansing Ruin, and Warp Lightning, a Packmaster, and a bunch of Skaven Slaves. We also have Wolf Rats, looks like 2 of them, in flanking positions. For the High Elves, we have Alariel the Radiant, a Star Dragon, a front line of Spearmen, 2 Archers, 2 Bolt Throwers, the Rahagras Pride War Lions, White Lions of Christ in the back line, and a bunch of Illyrian Reavers. Rattling Guns are going to shoot at Howling Warp Gale, Alariel the Radiant, and since they are not literally at point-blank range, they do not kill her. Star Dragon Breath Attack onto Poison Wind Globes, but it gets cut short as he gets knocked around by all these guns shooting at him. And Alariel is going to back off. Also. Poison Wind Mortars, the basic variant, not the Regiment of Renown, firing in onto the tightly packed High Elves and actually doing pretty decent damage. I still think the purple Poison Wind Mortars are better, but I think he was worried about them getting sniped out, so he'd rather just take 2 regular ones. Rattling Guns firing at a Star Dragon. Tickling it. And Ickit is going to use his Storm Demon on it. Storm Fiend or whatever. I think it is Storm Demon. That Rattling Gun is kind of wild. Not Rattling Gun. That's Star Dragon. Jesus. That Star Dragon is kind of wilding. It's just sitting in front of these Rattling Guns, flexing on it. High Elves realize that this isn't really going well for them, and they are moving up. What they need to be doing is putting their shots on single fire and then shooting at Ickit Claw or the Poison Wind Mortars or the Rattling Guns, but single fire all the way. Spread shot just flat out sucks. It just sucks. I don't know why. It is the worst garbage you've ever seen on this planet Earth. Larry also gets netted and lands to try and mitigate some of the Rattling Gun damage. Though I think you actually take more damage on the ground because in the sky you have animations that make you bob around and really hard to hit. On the ground you just sit there. High Elves do need to be moving up more aggressively as they're currently just getting fucking shot. Rattling Guns try and track her as she all of a sudden starts flying again while netted. Earthblood's going to heal her up a bit. And the Spearmen line have reached the enemy as Rattling Guns continue to shoot at Larry. They have been shooting at Larry and the Star Dragon this whole fucking game. But please continue to tell me how Rattling Guns are good and Skaven aren't weak to large single entities with a ton of healing. Because these guys have just been chilling in front of Rattling Guns. They don't give a fuck. And it makes me upset. Anyway. Poison Wind Globe knocked out immediately by the Star Dragon. Rattling Gun still shooting him. Another Howling Warp Gale nets Larry. And Rattling guns are trying to fire at anything. It looks like right now they're shooting at Spearmen, and the Rahagra's Pride are coming back in. Okay, why can you land while netted? Because it's not considered like a movement command. It's just its own thing. I don't disagree that you shouldn't be able to do it. I just know it is. Star Dragon hits the Packmaster, and the mighty roar from the Rahagra's Pride, lowering his leadership, might actually get him to rout, but Alarielle is just going to walk away from the Rattling guns yet again, and she does chuck her Star of Averlorn down to heal up Rahagra's Pride and the Star Dragon. Bolt throwers are still firing in multi-shot, and they're just doing no fucking damage. Oh my god. They need to go to single shot, please. Star Dragon's fighting back against Icket and them, but the Rahagra's Pride still in here, doing good, doing things. Globes throw at the Spearmen, but do a little bit of friendly fire damage. Not that we are overly shocked. Illyrian Reavers, now that the battle lines have been broken, the Illyrian Reavers probably have to walk up in here and just, like, weave through the front line and disrupt the backfield. Alarielle dives onto the Packmaster, and with the help of the Star Dragon, she might be able to rout him, but there's a Flensing Ruin coming in to take out all these single entities. All of these being the Star Dragon and Larry, but you get my point. It's still hitting these other guys, too, as they walk off. Illyrian Reavers committing to the front line instead of getting into the back line. I have to say that is a mistake. They really needed to walk past these Skaven slaves and instead get back over here. One of the reasons this matchup is Skaven favored is you can see even Skaven slaves can hold Spearmen forever because Spearmen just don't have the melee stats to even get through your lowest of low tier infantry. Larry is back up into the sky, flying away from this doomed existence as the Star Dragon is still hunting down Icket Claw. Rahagra's Pride still pushing in on Skaven slaves and clan rats. The Poison Wind Mortars firing at stuff. And finally, the Wolf Rats come out of hiding because the Illyrian Reavers left the Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers. They're waiting for that the whole game, so they will be diving onto those Bolt Throwers and shutting them down soon. Larry and her Star Dragon are netted, but the Star Dragon gets off a huge breath attack to try and save Rahagra's Pride. Balance of power is tipping very far away from the High Elves. Army losses hits. And that is a Scavino win. Wait, Bwags was the Skaven? I thought Dr. Nerd was the Skaven. Alright, anyway. The Poison Wind Mortars fired all game and barely paid for themselves. They're 1,100 if I remember correctly. Rattling guns got a ton of value, sure. Yeah, they're firing at a Star Dragon and a L'Oreal all game. I sure fucking hope they got their value back. Icket the Packmaster did okay. Globes did fine. Dogs did fine. Clan Rats and Skaven Slaves did well. For Dr. Nerd, Larry was running around. She was doing her best. Star Dragon actually did pretty good. Rahagra's Pride did all right. Bolt Throwers both paid for themselves with gusto, though I still think they should have been on single shot because they would kill models. Precious models. Spearmen did nothing and died as usual versus Skaven. And Archers got bombed. GG, a little role reversal there. I was not expecting to see Dr. Nerd playing High Elves while fucking Wags plays Skaven. What is this shit? I would reassess the pick and ban system. Ogie. This is the same battle from both perspectives. I don't remember who wins. I'm going to cast it from the Beastmen's perspective. So let me see here. This is in the loser's bracket. So once again, it's ride or die. Whoever loses this game is out. Lulu Snugglebun, so far we have seen them play Lizardmen twice, I believe. They're on Cathay now. And then old, tired, and washed up on the Beastmen. Okay. Oh, wow, the Beastmen vanguarding. Even on a giant map, I might have to slow it down to do the armies. For the Beastmen, we have Chaos Warhounds and Harpies, a whole bunch of Ungor Spearman herds and Gore herds. We have Kazric One-Eye, a Bray Shaman of Wilds with Traderkin. We have some Centaurs with Great Weapons and Razor Gore herds and a War Gore. Oh, I'm very interested to see how the Beastmen chariots do after the chariots feel better. That could be cool. He banned me out of my Lizards. I'm sorry, Lulu. On the other side for Lulu, we have a Sky Junk. The Righteous Lances of Wei Jin, Longbow Rider, Regiment of Renown. 2 Jade Warrior Crossmen, 3 Jade Warrior Crossmen, 4 Jade Warrior Crossmen, 2 Jade Warrior Halberds, a front line of regular Jade Warriors, 1 Grand Cannon, and a Dragon-Blooded Shugi Lord of Yin with Cloak of Jet, Blossom Wind, Ancestral Warriors, and Talons of Night. That is probably too many spells. It's probably too many spells to get the use out of all of them. The Beastmen are repositioning after their Vanguard play didn't work. It seems pretty clear to me that Old, Tired, and Washed Up was hoping that Cathay was there, judging by how they were set up. So then they had to back off right away. But they are getting their shit back together now and reforming lines. Skyjunk and Cannon doing some punishing, though the Cannon needs to refocus onto something large, like either Razor Gores, Centigores, or the characters. Cannons do okay, but they're not the best at killing infantry. Also, wow, the Righteous Lances just rocked those Harpies. Holy shit. Blossom Wind hits these Gore herds, reducing their stats for a little bit, but wow, those Harpies got massacred. That's really funny. Anyway, Dogs also routing as they have nearby friends routing, and they got hit with fire rain from the sky. And now the Righteous Lancers ain't done. They're going after another Chaos Warhound, and I accidentally back up into a wall. But anyway, there's other shit going on, so I'll refocus. Centaurs with Great Weapons of Razor Gores are overrunning the back line. I do like the prevalence of Great Weapons here and arm-piercing Razor Gore herds, because you know Cathay is going to have armored archers. And wow, that Skyjunk just killed an entire crossbow unit by itself. And it's its own crossbow unit, so that's bad. The Chariots are currently going burr through the Cathay lines, pushing straight through everything, and the Centaurs are also here to cause disruption. Cathay is in disarray now. Once their tidy little formation gets torn apart, they get very panicky. The Righteous Lances of Wei Jin need to come home. They need to help defend against all these mass units, but it looks like they got a little distracted. They maybe lost attack orders, or they killed whatever they were attacking. But they do need to come home, probably dive onto Kazrak and shit. Meanwhile, the front line for Cathay is the only thing that's holding, but the Beastmen entirely ignored it and got into the backfield. Cannons managed to reposition, get back to a safe little conclave, and are now trying to fire over the battlefield into Kazrak. What the fuck? Okay, it got canceled. That was strange, but we take those. Meanwhile, a Blossom Wind goes through the Gore herds, lowering their stats and doing some decent damage, which is fine. Now the Ancestral Warriors summon is coming. That looked very strange. Ancestral Warriors are here. They're trying to surround Kazrak, and unless Kazrak... He can walk out of here. He can do that. But if he doesn't, he is going to get fucking destroyed. Balance of power is actually still in Cathay's favor. I guess they do have a very healthy Caster Lord, and the Righteous Lances are full health. And the Skyjunk is uncontested. There's no ranged units in the entire Beastmen army, and the Harpies have just been pushed off several times in a row. So the Skyjunk is free. It's doing fine. Didn't know what those halberd ghosts were. Fled late, way too late. Hey, you didn't take that much damage so far. You did lose a Razor Gore herd, but shit happens. This could be bad. Nice Talons of Night taking out 2 Beastmen units at the same time, but now your Dragon-Blooded Shugenin Lord is on the ground next to Kazric and a War Gore. Uh-oh. Jade Warriors fighting in the backfield. They will have a good time. I don't know what the Skyjunk's firing at. I haven't seen him fire in a while, but I don't really use that unit much, so I don't really know how it works. Righteous Lances of Wei Jin are in, and the Ancestral Warriors haven't faded away just yet. They still have 15 seconds of life, and they're streaming in to try and help with this situation. Now Kazric and his boys, the 3 single entities of the Beastmen, are surrounded by armor-piercing anti-large cavalry. No, just armor-piercing cavalry and armor-piercing anti-large ghosts, though the ghosts are about to fade away, to be fair. It looks like they'll be okay. They survived it for now, and the Righteous Lances bailed out their Caster of Yin, even if it cost them quite a bit of life. Skyjunk fires rockets at him as a flex, but it doesn't really matter. So for the Beastmen, they're relying on their Lord and Hero squad to carry this game for them, pretty much. Everything else they have is just so tattered that the Righteous Lances should be able to rout it off pretty effectively. For Cathay, they're hoping the Sky Junk, the Righteous Lances, and their Lord can do something here, because both sides have completely depleted their armies. The base armies are all dead. It's just down to the single entities for anything that like actually has stopping power. And the Righteous Lances are pretty fearsome if allowed to sit. Some crossmen have rallied in the distance. They're firing in. Skyjunk also firing in. Big pile-on onto these Jade Warriors. Without any range units nearby, they don't get the harmony buffs of leadership or melee defense or melee attack. Makes them a lot more susceptible just getting run down. We are going to see a mass rout here. It looks like all three of them will get going. Big win for the Beastmen. Now, Talons of Night is getting cast now, but Razorcore Herds have enough mass to just walk out of this. It's infantry that gets sucked into the middle, but Razorcore Herds and other cav can just walk away. They're fine. Little Bray Scream breaks up the Jade Warrior Halberds. I think he's trying to disrupt their stance so they don't get the charge reflection or charge defense versus the Wargore and Kazric. And they do get hit with the charge. And they do rout? No, they managed to hold for now. The Righteous Lance of Wajin are going to have to get a little more active in this game, I will say. So the Skyjunk and the Crossbowmen can probably kill anything that's coming nearby. And then the Righteous Lances of Wajin and the Yin Caster are going to have to fight these guys. And what the Yin Caster needs to do is the Yin Caster just needs to be an asshole. And I'm talking about the easiest way to win the game, not like the most honorable way to play. But you need to keep that second Ancestral Warrior summon until all of your ground units are dead and shattered. Just, they need to be completely gone. And then land your Yin Caster and force them to attack you, otherwise they're breaking the rules. Which, again, it's a scummy way to play, I'm just telling you. You can force them to attack your Yin Caster. She's the only thing on the ground, while your Skyjunk fulfills the attacking rule. No, wait, it can't fulfill the attacking rule. Okay, then anyway, you pile in with your Righteous Lances of Vision and stuff like this, get them stuck into a fight, summon the Ancestral Warriors on their butt. That was what I was trying to say. In a really roundabout, stuttery way, that's all I was trying to say, is save the Ancestral Warriors until they're stuck fighting you and they can't go anywhere else. Because if you summon them right now or something, they'll just go attack the Jade Warrior Crossmen or go attack the Jade Warriors, and then your summon will fade off and they'll die. A Blossom Wind down the line onto them. They're not for the damage. The Blossom Wind was trying to catch them for the stat debuffs. And then the Righteous Lances would have pounced. But for now, this is a lot of Winds of Magic getting used by that Yin Lord. I don't know if he's going to have another Ancestral Warrior summon. She dives in. Probably going to rout the Wilds caster, so that's good. That's good. Now the Righteous Lances are stuck in the fight. This is it. We are taking the fight underneath the Sky Lantern, so we are getting the harmony buffs for the Righteous Lances, but this probably has to be all or nothing. I wouldn't back out now, or you're just going to take a bunch of free damage on the exit. So we're committed now to the feeling, regardless. Kazric and the Wargore do appear to be more than a match, though, for the Yin Lord and her Righteous Lances. They're getting decent damage down back, but the Beastmen characters are carrying quite hard, and they opt out now, but it is probably too little too late. Yin Caster could chase down the Wilds Caster right now and just get him out of here for free, but I don't know what can kill Kazric at this point. Skyjunk has one volley left of rockets, and rockets aren't even good against single entities. Crossbows shatter. It looks like the Righteous Lances and the Yin Caster are going for one more charge. And the Wargore, to be fair, his leadership is dipping pretty bad. Big rocket volley to try and get the shot by artillery debuff, but Apocalyptic Visions from Kazric giving him plenty of leadership to get through this fight. The Righteous Lances of Wajin rout off. So will the Wargore, but Kazric is here, pushes away the Yin Caster and keeps the Wargore in the fight, routs her off too, and then the Skyjunk is all that's left. So the game is pretty much over. The Beastmen just can't do anything about the Skyjunk, but yeah, it's donezo. Brave Shaman of Wilds shatters. Jade Warriors get run down. And that's a GG. Kazric the hard fucking carry. What is going on with all these good games today? What is going on with all these good games today? Nobody told me there'd be any good games. Alright, messaging someone about a replay they forgot to give me. Thankfully, we have other ones. Kazric, 2,300 value. That's the most I've seen Kazric get in a while. Wargor, also an impressive 1,700 value. Centaur's great weapons, 750 and 1,700 as well. And a very good Beastmen run here from Old, Tired, and Washed Up. Slapped me around in the first round, then the rematch brought it back to me. I mean, he won the rematch fight, but that was very close. It came down to a 1/3 health Kazric as the only thing left. I mean, that's a pretty close game. Oh, not bad. Yeah, they did great. They did really great. Yincaster did fantastically. Righteous Lances also did well. Skyjunk did well. Cannon struggled a bit. Jade Warrior Halberds did okay. Jade Warrior Crossbows struggled a lot, and Jade Warriors did fine. GG. Alright, I'm tracking down a replay that is ours by birthright. We have Cyrus versus Blags while I acquire that. We're both pretty close in skill level. Hogwash! You're infinitely better than that chump. Unless that chump asks me, then I'll say hogwash. You're infinitely better than that other chump. Great Book of Grudges. Come on, man. You got Blossom Wind. You got Brace Scream from the Beastmen. And Vile Tide. We haven't seen those for a while. They used to be meta, fair, but we haven't seen those for a while. But like Blossom Wind, come on, it's Blossom Wind. Come on. And Lula Stuggabun, you did great. You did great. You did great. Number 38 when? I don't know, whenever we get to 38. Also, hi, Sun Tzu. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How'd you get it twice? Not that one, Cyrus. Not the one we're casting right now. In the lower bracket, it's Dr. Nerd versus Smiley Riley. I needed their replay. This is dedicated to Coops and Umbrella. Yep. I didn't need your replay. I needed Dr. Nerd's replay. It's not about you. It's 3 a.m., mate. TY for them. That's fair. Alright, Great Book of Grudges. You can go to sleep if you want to, man. You can go to sleep if you want to. For Cyrus versus Bwags. Cyrus has a Brace Shaman of Wild, Traderkin, and Brace Scream. We have a Bloodbrute Behemoth, an Incarnate Elemental Beast, Torox the Brass Bull, and then a bunch of Chaos Spawn, the Butchers of Kalkengard, and a Razorgore Herd with some spears. On the other side, for Slaanesh, we have 4 Skirmish Cav, which will be very good against this melee blob. 1 Chaos Chariot of Slaanesh, double Soul Grinder of Slaanesh, a bunch of Devoted Marauders, and an Exalted Keeper of Secrets of Slaanesh with Phantasmagoria, Pavane of Slaanesh, and then its debuff. The Chariots of Slaanesh are rolling through some Spearmen real quick, but they're going to need to get out of here as they get caught by Chaos Spawn, and this is a Chariot's worst nightmare, as it is completely locked down by mass, and I don't think it could leave even if it wanted to, so that Chariot is just doomed. Doomed! Yeah, it's dead as hell. They're trying to get away. Actually, 3 of them do manage to get out, though one of the models is still stuck and taking damage, and overall the unit lost. I think by the end of it, they're going to lose 2/3 of their HP. And Torox is actually running them down. He backs off. But for a bit there, he didn't give a shit. Alright, quick skirmish phase. I'm going to double fast forward while we just watch Skirmish Cav throw ammo at the Beastmen for a hot second. Butch Kalkengard do manage to catch the Chariot once again. They will probably finish it off. It's down to 3 models already. I suspect it'll get down to 1 and then run away. No, they're actually just going to back off. They're not enjoying how much Skirmish Cav fire they're taking, so they're just going to leave. Skirmish Cav on this side going to go into melee, charge against the Ungor Spearman herds, trying to pick them out, get their leadership down low enough you can chase them. The Soul Grinder of Slaanesh has committed versus Razorgores and Spawn. That the Bloodbrute Behemoth and the Incarnate Elemental Beasts are both coming over. They have something to say about it. The Soul Grinder's like, no, please don't talk to me. I'm leaving. Goodbye. I didn't mean to offend you. Despite twice I have predicted that Chariot will die, it has not. It has prevailed so far. Exalt the Keeper of Secrets is over here. It looks like she was just casting spells of some kind of nature, and the Skirmish Cav are back to help out. But wow, a shatter on these Ungor Spearman herds that were caught out. Butcher's Account Guard trying to return to the fight. Looks like they're gunning it for a Soul Grinder now, who is also scuttling away. So far, they have been able to avoid duels, and the Incarnate Elemental Beast is taking a ton of damage. That's one of the things I do like about this model. People say that it and the Mulith Vortex Beast are overpowered, and fair. Not saying they're not. But one thing I do like about them is their hitboxes work correctly. If these guys sit in spears, even low-level spears, they take so much damage. And again, that is not a bad thing. All right, Torox is here now. He has Brass Body popped, but he also has Seductive Glory and Soporific Musk on him, lowering his stats accordingly to let the Exalted Keeper Secrets get a little bit of damage down. Skirmish Cav going to fire at a now perplexed Blood Brute Behemoth. Lost his attack orders, I believe, onto that lady, or someone somehow netted him, but I don't see any effect on him. Butcher's Account Guard are also rampaging. Now it has worn off, and they're here to fight the Soul Grinder. And another rampage is getting cast onto the Blood Brute Behemoth. They're really trying to rampage him into a bad fight. The double Soul Grinders are both in fights with things they'd rather not be in fights with, though, and that is concerning. They're fighting the Incarnate Elemental Beasts, Gorgon, Torox, the Blood Brute Behemoths. No, not that. The Butcher's Account Guard. That one. They're having a bad time. They're having a bad time. Not enjoying it whatsoever. Devoted Marauders are spears and not whips. The Devoted Marauders of Slaanesh are just swordsmen. But no, I was saying that when these models get into spears, they take a lot of damage. I was just being positive. All right, chariots that have survived this long are now just being used to chase off things that already rout. One of the Soul Grinders is Demonic Instability crumbling away. The 4 Skirmish Cav are making their money back in gold right now, trying to take down the Blood Brute Behemoth and the Incarnate Elemental Beast, though their fire is getting divided up a little bit, and I'm getting concerned, because the Blood Brute can heal quite a lot through all this. They want to either focus him down and then use some Slaanesh leadership trickery to rout him off and chase him, or use all their ammo on the Incarnate Elemental Beast and kill it outright, because it's unbreakable. So if you get it low and don't finish it, it's not going anywhere, and he has healing, so if you get it low and don't finish him, he's regenerating full. Now, Chaos Spawn are running out of models. The Butcher's Account Guard have also taken a lot of damage, and Slaanesh is up on the balance of power. Chaos Chariots are chasing off Ungor Spearman herds. And the Skirmish Cav are still firing, though one of them is out of ammo. Then we have 2, 5, and 3, respectively. The Incarnated can't heal, and it's weak to Skirmish. These are all true things. Seductive Glory is popped, causing this entire blob to take minus 24 melee defense, and all of it is rampaging. Soul Grinder somehow is still alive in there, but there are no Marauders currently alive to take advantage of it. No, there's one. There's one Marauder in here that's still taking advantage of their lower melee defense. And this could be big. The Blood Brute Behemoth in his rampage, again, outside the control of the player, has isolated itself, taking a big volley and a rear attack from the Keeper of Secrets. The Beastmen are moving over to try and protect it now, but they really need to keep him safe. They're trying to keep his leadership high enough so that he can regenerate some health before routing off. But he takes a big shot, it looks like, from the Soul Grinder, who still doesn't give a fuck. He is in there, and finally Demonic Instability crumbling will take him out. Marauder Horsemen, without any ammunition, had charged in his melee units, and they are going to rout any second now. More charging in a brutal sandwich. The Beastmen leadership is going to be punished so bad. And the Gorgon is probably going to rout. No, he's hanging on for now. 300 HP and falling, but he's still here. He's chilling, and he is gone. Incarnate Elemental Beast at 1,000 HP. Some Chaos Spawn still here. The Butcher's Account Guard almost routing too, but all of the Skirmish Cav ammunition has been used, and a lot of the Skirmish Cav is fucking dead. We have one full health Skirmish Cav with no ammo, a half health one. The rest of Slaanesh is so low they don't really matter. We also have that fucking Chariot. For the Beastmen, we have the Butcher's Account Guard trying to regenerate. We have Incarnate Elemental Beasts and Torox barely clinging to life, and a Bray Shaman of Wilds also barely clinging to life. Torox takes the charge into the Skirmish Cav, really beating the shit out of them, and this Exalted Keeper of Secrets needs to find her way in, needs to kill off that Incarnate, needs to get some good snipes. And she's moving in now. Here comes the rear attack, but misses onto the Incarnate, or was attacking the Butchers. Not entirely sure, but she might take a hell of a reprisal if she's now surrounded by mass, gets a big shot onto her, and that's a Traitorkin going down. It does manage to hit her, despite the fact she was outside the circle, because the true circle wasn't where the visual was, I guess, because it was attached to a unit. So the Traitorkin hits everybody, including her. She's getting whittled down. Can the Beastmen hold? So far, it's looking like a decisive maybe. Pavane of Slaanesh down onto the Traitor King caster to try and rampage him into a bad situation, but that does just leave her getting beat down. The Incarnate's down to 200 HP. The Butchers of Kalkengard barely hanging on. I kind of wish he had saved up for a Phantasmagoria because that leadership debuff would be so nice onto the Butchers right now. 130 HP on the Incarnate. He's still swinging for the fences. He doesn't give a fuck. Do we have a Phantasmagoria? It would get rid of the Butchers of Kalkengard right now and leave Torox all isolated. But maybe Torox can put on his carry pants from game 2 and carry this shit to a victory. But no, the Incarnate is down. No, the Butchers of Kalkengard are routing. Torox is low, and the Exalted Keeper of Secrets is waiting, lurking, ready to dive back in. But Slaanesh can't break much more. I think if they break any further, they are just going to start shattering because they have gone and come back and gone and come back multiple times. Torox is still fighting out. Does he have Brass Body up? Has he been saving it for this moment, or is he helpless? The Slaanesh Keeper of Secrets does not execute on her attacks, but she does get a Rampage off. It rampages the Bray Shaman. I can't tell if Torox is actually rampaging her, if it's just the debuffs. There comes another Pavane of Slaanesh, just for a little bit of damage, trying to rampage him, trying to get him to not be able to cast that. There's the Rampage. They're trying to get him to stop from casting his Brass Body, because you can sometimes cast stuff when you're Rampage, but not always. Torox is a big problem. He's still fighting out. The Butchers of Kalkengard were allowed to come back. Oh no! A terrible mistake and a nice Bray Scream. The Beastmen in the late stages of the game trying to come back. Devoted Marauders of Slaanesh might start a chain route. If anything routes, everything will route for Slaanesh, leaving the Keeper all alone. There goes one. There go the rest. They're leaving in droves. The Keeper of Secrets has had so many issues getting attacks off, but she finally gets one onto Torox. And there goes everything. Stuff starting to shatter. It is just the Keeper fighting here. Her leadership tanks down to 12. She's so close to Demonica's ability crumbling, but she's fighting back, and Marauder Horsemen have rallied. They need to immediately return to the fight, and that they are. Can the Keeper hold on and wait for them to come back? No, her health is tanking down, but a rear charge from the Slaanesh Cap might get rid of the Butchers, and getting rid of the Butchers might keep the Keeper of Secrets in this fight. 0 leadership, up to 1. She's trying to back off, but backing out of melee combat will lower her leadership. Can she even hold on for that long? But the Butchers aren't going anywhere. They refuse to rout. The Keeper's still trying to kill Torox, but Brass Body is there. The damage reduction, the melee defense, it's all too much. Butchers and Kalkengard fucking hanging on. The Keeper of Secrets is still trying to kill him. The Pavane of Slaanesh is out. The Keeper is T-posing. She's not swinging. She's not swinging. Torox is swinging, though. He doesn't give a fuck. He's beating the shit out of her. Why won't you swing, you giant crab bitch? And Demonic Instability Crumbling takes her out because she's too stupid to lift her arms. 1,100 value after all that cycle charging is all you need to know about the Exalted Keeper of Secrets. Fucking dumbass, just standing there not swinging. Rip. Soul Grinders did their best. How have the last 4 games in a row all been bangers? I don't know. Patch 4.1 slaps. The Skirmish Cav solo carrying Slaanesh through that fight. All of them paid for themselves 3 times over. Marauders also did pretty well, but the single entities of Slaanesh really let them down when it counted. For Cyrus, Torox did great. Bloodbrute Behemoth honestly got kind of fucked. Incarnate Elemental Beasts also did okay, but like not as good as I would have expected. Bray Shaman and Wilds did great. Butchers Kalkengard did great. Chaos Spawn were nice at not routing, but it was the Torox show. All right. All right, cool. So, we have a replay. King of Sparta versus Dr. Nerd. Now, this is in the lower bracket. So, I can't show you the bracket because the bracket has some spoilers in it. But Cyrus won the winner's bracket. He is in the finals. He is just sitting there waiting for an opponent. Bwags lost the winner's finals, which means Bwags is right before Cyrus. So, Old, Tired, and Washed Up fights whoever wins this. Whoever wins that fights Bwags. Whoever wins that fights Cyrus, right? So it's Cyrus, Bwags, Old, Tired, and Washed Up, and this game. There are 5 people left in the tournament, and one of them is eliminated in this game. Human, do you have a side keyboard for chat? No, I have 2 screens. Electric Cabbage, were the other games also that good? Dude, pretty much every game today has been amazing. Pretty much every game today has been incredible. And I'm going to pause the stream right here and just say, to everyone who played today, thank you so much. This has been one of the most fun streams I've had in a long time. Thank you to Lucinia for hosting that mini tournament that we cast in the very center where we ended up with that Greasus Gold Tooth race. That was excellent. You guys all are fantastic. Yeah. So, cool. Sorry, I just remembered something I have to do. Done. Sorry. Okay, I remembered something I had to do. Yeah, you guys are all great. And thank you for taking the time to play today and get all these amazing games. What a day to have COVID. It's true. It's true, Electric Cabbage. Sorry. Again, I remembered something and it's going to just distract the shit out of me because I really can't forget it. Well, I can forget it and that's the problem. So. One moment, please. Last game we did the wrong map. That's fine. The maps don't bother me as long as it didn't bother you or your opponent. That's fine. All right, let's focus up. Let's focus up. No more thanking people. Fuck people. People suck. What are we doing here? I don't remember who's on what. So someone's on Bretonnia. Someone's on High Elves. Dr. Nerd, if you're still in the chat, tell me which one you are. For High Elves, we have Tyrion on his horseback. A bunch of spearmen, one swordmaster of Hoeth, and then quadruple archer and a handmaiden of the Everqueen, trying to give everyone in this blob reload skill, and missile damage. On the other side, for Bretonnia, we have Alberic de Bordelot, who starts off very strong, killing a lot of archers. Then, front line of peasant mobs, men-at-arms, a lot of archers. And then Grail Knights, Grail Guardians, and Grail Knights. Okay, cool. and then a live caster, that's fine. I really think that Bretonnia's got an advantage here, because their archers are just going to shoot into the blob and kill him. I'm scared. You're Brett? Okay, so Dr. Nerd's Brett, and that means King of Sparta / Smiley Riley is the Elves. Happy to have you, Strix. I don't know if I know what your Discord name is. Or you've told me and I've forgotten. Anyway. Peasant mobs getting routed right now by High Elf archers and Sunfang from Tyrion, but no one is really that surprised, because peasant mobs are more cowardly than Skaven slaves. Bretonnia is slowly advancing. They're just trying to get their archers in range so they can counterfire, and especially after the damage the High Elf archers already took from the Trident of Manon, they should be pretty easy to kill off, and then the High Elves will be at your mercy, because you'll have the range advantage and the mobile advantage, and they'll just have melee infantry, which melee infantry are very hard to win a game off of. They can be useful to help you win a game, but like, as your win condition, melee infantry is probably the most difficult way to win. It's different? Gotcha. Two archers already out. And just an unholy torrent of fire in onto the other ones as they get picked apart. Tyrion charges out, but Grail Knights and Grail Guardians are ready to get him. And Alberic even is going to dive in and offer his Braid of Bordelot buff to all these guys and try and help him with Tyrion. But Tyrion tries his best to camouflage. He's like, no, I'm a Bretonnian Knight. Nothing to see here. Go about your day. And he gets massacred for attempting that, because no High Elf could ever truly be a Bretonnian. Swordmasters of Hoeth now getting the Million Archers treatment, like the Zargard of the first game of the day. And Tyrion is already routing. Bounce power tips pretty heavily against the High Elves, and I can't say I disagree. Alrighty. Alberic de Bordelot, a regrowth onto him as he tries to snipe out the caster. That's going to be a neat Trident of Manon down the line. But the peasants are devoted, right? Of course they are. Peasants are very devoted. Trident of Manon killing off some guys. Terror up paired with Alberic gets a lot of them routing. Balance of power is already shifting very heavily away to... Whoa! Where the fuck were the Fireborn? Where did the Fireborn come from? As the Fireborn coming from left field and charge onto some Grail Knights. But the Grail Knights have armor piercing, so they're going to win that. And you're getting poisoned at the same time. Tyrion's still routing. Not dead yet, but he is routing. And I'm thinking that might be the GG, as army losses is getting close. Tyrion did rally. But the Handmaiden rallied only to rout again. Nope, she's back, she's back. Hiding from the Grails? Fair. Hazel is mad about something. Overcast regrowth onto the Grail Guardians. The Fireborn get killed, and that will be army losses against the High Elves. Allowing Dr. Nerd to go on to face old, tired, and washed up. Nobody expects the Fireborn Inquisition. It's true. It's true. Next replay, Tomb Kings versus Dwarves. I was told this is going to be a very long replay. I am now committed to holding this Hazel Basil for the entire replay. All right, Hazel, we're here till the entire replay's over. 4 shop your great bows, a couple Screaming Skull catapults, a couple skeleton chariots, some various infantry scattered very far away from each other. Not just puppy. And that's it. On the other side, it looks like triple Ironbreaker, some other dwarf warriors, some gyrocopters, then Thoric, Felix, and a Thane. Oh, there's also a Casket of Souls. How glorious. Or was that a Casket of Souls? Was that just a Screaming Skull catapult? That looked really weird. It is. It's a 4th Screaming Skull catapult. My god. My goodness, my gracious, little Hazel. My goodness, my gracious, little Hazel. Little Hazel. Alright, both gyrocopters are already out. Ironbreaker's taking some serious damage as the bow shopty shoot him in the head. Ed doesn't get as much love. Ed doesn't come wandering up asking for love. Actually, that's not true. He does sometimes, but not often. The Hero Hammer is getting shot. The Ironbreaker's also taking damage. The Dwarves are taking a real shellacking. They're not enjoying their time. Chariot's moving forward. Trust the process, friends. Trust the process. Hazel Basil, why are you yawning? Hush your little body. Chariots go in deep. They push through some dwarves. Thoric is already missing a third of his HP, and that is it. The players might have told me ahead of time that the game was like a minute long. Which is why I didn't zoom in or do anything. So Old, Tired, and Washed Up is currently fighting Bwags, and the winner of that will fight Cyrus, and that'll be it for the day. Oh, ain't that exciting, little Hazel? Ain't that exciting? Little buddy. Now, I'm going to grab my self a beverage. It is a casket of souls. Oh, it's Katep on a casket of souls. Gotcha. I'm going to grab myself a beverage. I will leave you all with the bracket now that we're all caught up. So that's all that's left today is Bwags versus Old, Tired, and Washed Up, which is occurring currently. And then Cyrus versus the winner of that. BRB, friends. You want to go outside? Let's go outside. Come on. Oh boy. I suppose we haven't done a sponsor break for a while. Should probably do that. Just going back to my standing desk. Who are we sponsored by this stream? Let me take a look at my forums. Let me take a look at my sheets. This stream is sponsored by Ben & Jerry's. They're a lovely couple out of Illinois, I think. I don't know if they sell anything. I think they're just a very rich couple that like throwing money around. We're also sponsored by Sprite. Sprite! It got replaced or something. No, was that Sierra Mist? Sierra got replaced by like Kissed or whatever the fuck that is. Star Mist? I don't know what it is. Whatever Pepsi's lemon lime soda is. That one sponsors us. Fuck that one. I don't even know what its name is. They're gonna take their money back because the ad was shit, but they didn't tell me what the name was. They just said, we got some flavorless garbage. Pitch it to the youngins. And I said yes, because money's good. Who else sponsored us? Fucking Jeans. Just jeans, just the blue pants with the pockets. They got together, threw a couple million my way. I'm not gonna argue. I mean, like, you know, $7 million. Starry and the new name sucks. Gotcha. Ben & Jerry's is Vermont-based and incredibly vile. I might have gotten it wrong on purpose. Might have been part of the bit. I know they, in fact, sell ice cream. Okay. Incredibly vile is a bit of a stretch. Sponsored by Ask Jeeves. That's a good one. Everybody loves Ask Jeeves. All right. So, here we go. You're all going to help me make content in a way. Since we have time, this is not tournament related. I'm going to put up the quick battle while waiting. So, waiting for tourney. So that you know that this is not tournament related. This is a replay I have received that someone wanted me to make content out of. So since we're here and since we're waiting, let's cast it for fun and see if it is worthy of content. If it's not, then whatever. We were waiting for a tournament game anyway. This was between Sipa and Lucinia. This was the day of the patch, so no one knows what is good yet. Looks like for the Chaos Dwarves, you're trying out 4 of those Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits. You've got a pretty significant cost decrease. A mixed front line of Hobgoblin Cutthroats and Chaos Dwarf Warriors. 2 Hobgoblin Archers. Zatan the Black and a Demon Sorcerer of Fire. And then the Kadai Destroyer. Putting a lot of faith in that medium front line. On the other side, for the Dark Elves, we have Dark Riders, Cold One Knights, Black Ark Corsairs, 1 Bolt Thrower, 2 Bloodrack Medusas, a single Dark Shard, and Marathi with Doombolt, Melkosmized Miasma, and Soul Stealer. Now, 1 Dark Rider was killed, but both Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits were caught next to the edge of the map and are probably going to get pushed off, though luckily for them, they're running into the map. Also, hi, Deadly Bunnies. I hope you're doing well. Deadly Bunnies, were you here for the Greasus Goldtooth race? Because I feel like you might enjoy that. Anyway, with the Bolt Thrower poking them down, the Chaos Dwarfs are forced to advance, otherwise they're just going to keep taking free damage. And the Medusas are currently gadding some fools. Which I can appreciate. On the far side, more Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits are catching out Dark Riders. Getting a little bit of damage, just distracting those forces. But the Kadai Destroyer is in, and it is ready to fight a Bloodrack Medusa. Which, since they got their plus 30 bonus versus large, they're actually maybe going to just kick the Kadai Destroyer's ass, especially with Dark Shard and a Bolt Thrower support. Quick burning head through the front line from the Chaos Dwarves, routes off one of their own Goblin Laborers, but does get rid of 2 Dread Spears and really frees up the center for more infantry to push through, stop these Dark Shards, and maybe support the Kadai Destroyer. I doubt I would remember anyway. When was it? It was in the middle of the stream. Deadly Bunnies. Hang on. I'm looking for it because that was really funny. I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing. I'm just giving it to him. Alright, here it is. Deadly Bunnies, it was 1 hour and 27 minutes ago. Greasus Goldtooth has a bug where he has 400 speed, so Lucinia came up with an event where 4 people raced 400 speed Greasus Goldtooths through an obstacle course. It was very funny. Anyway, Medusa's firing down the line onto these Hobgoblin Cutthroats, doing good damage for them. Meanwhile, oh no, that Fire Engineer is overextended, and Marathi plus the Medusa are going to whoop his ass. Meanwhile, Dread Spears are trying to protect the Archers from Chaos Dwarf Warriors who are pushing up. The Kadai Destroyer is not having a good time. Overall, the Chaos Dwarves falling a little bit behind the bounce power, but I guess they're doing fine on the front line. They do have like 1.5 million infantry units. You have to kill a lot to get through. 400 speed, how do I recreate this? He just currently has 400 speed. They meant to do 40 and they added an extra 0, so he just has it. Anyway, the Firecaster for the Chaos Dwarves is shattered. Kadai Destroyer wandering around, still trying to help out a little bit. Zatan the Black is fighting against Marathi and all of her kin. But it looks like the Dark Elves are able to hold for now. Most of their infantry are dead, but the Chaos Dwarves are just so low on HP that the Cavalry and spooky, scary Medusas are just going to crush fools. Kadai Destroyer, Demonic Stability crumbling itself away as it tries to fight Marathi. Some Chaos Dwarf Warriors try and stop the Revolt Thrower. But it is looking all over as the Soul Stealer will even hit Zatan and some of his Chaos Dwarf Warriors. The double Medusas still going ham in the backfield. Is it good grease now? It's amazing grease now. It's the best grease you've ever had. And for some reason, Bloodrack Medusas are better anti-large duelists than the Kadai Destroyer. That is not a shot against the Bloodrack Medusas. That is a shot against the Kadai Destroyer, because it sucks. That's looking like it. Army losses. I don't think I'll cast that one for the channel. But yeah, for Deadly Bunny's sake. You might say it dies too easily. That's true. Mass times speed equals whoosh. I accidentally gave the AI Greasus, so we'll see if they even can use the power of speed. Or if they're gonna walk at me like fucking dumbasses. Alright, no, he's coming. Run! Run! No! Run! Run, horsemen of Cathay! Flee! Flee for your lives from Fast Boy! And then watch him slow down once he actually gets within charge range. Oh wait, wow, he didn't. Keep running! I thought when he got within charge range, because I thought his charge speed wasn't very fast. But yeah, he's just casually sprinting down Jade Lancers. No big deal. And we have a tournament replay. So let's get back to what we're actually doing here, huh? Someone is going on to face Cyrus. I legitimately don't know who, because both players sent me the replay. Let's find out together. It's funny we just saw this matchup, but from the other side. Old Tired and Washed Up was playing the Tomb Kings into Dr. Nerd's Dwarves. Now Old Tired and Washed Up is playing Dwarves into Bwags' Tomb Kings. For the Dwarves, do have Minders of Blasting Chargers and Iron Breakers making up their front line. Pretty elite front line. 2 cannons to force the enemy into them. 1 Thunderer, 2 Slayers, Ulthar's Raiders, Iron Drakes, and then a Rune Lord on foot with a couple different runes. On the other side, we have 2 Carrion for the Tomb King. Yep, just 2. 2 Carrions for the Tomb Kings. We have Grand Hierophant Kotep on foot, a Screaming Skull Catapult, a front line of Nehekar Warriors, the Kepler Guard, some melee Ushapti, and double Kemrian War Sphinx. Happen. Lose your balls. I can cast a lot more games if I just ask everyone in the world to send me their replays. And then also lag. Literally the first game I tried to cast was between MTK's Joy Boy and Cyrus, and I just got kicked out due to a bug. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just cast the replay then. Anyway. Slayer's going to countercharge the Carrion. Try and keep the cannons online. The cannons do have to be remounted. Right now, these guys got knocked off of their mounts, but they could get back on and keep firing. Iron Breakers firing at Ushapti. So are these Ekron's miners. And Trap taking decent damage, but unfortunately they're very much extended past their infantry lines. As a Thunderer leaves the formation to stick it to a Kemrian War Sphinx. He's like, hey, fuck this Kemrian War Sphinx. Ah, I got isolated and killed. Rip. But it was worth a shot. So the Tomb Kings are almost here. Their Nehekara warriors are going to have a terrible time versus the Dwarves. And for anybody wondering why the Dwarves are on a hill and they're very close to the white line, they are too close to the white line. Shit happens, but since neither player seemed to make it a big deal, I'm not going to bother with it. But yes, if you're watching and taking notes, you should not be this close to the white line, which is why usually you don't see people just fly on these hills because it's too close. Anyway, I digress. Nehekara warriors taking damage. Big damage from blasting charges and flamethrowers and shit. At least I was when playing two certain people. I like how you put people in quotations. As if we're not sure if they were human beings. Anyway. Kemrian War Sphinxes trying to get in here and disrupt. Now that the blasting charges are gone, but the dwarves are probably quite up on damage value. Probably. As, oh, that's... okay, I was worried that would do more friendly fire damage, but no, it still mostly actually hit the Ushabti. Cannons firing away at this Kemrian War Sphinx. Someone has to do something about that. But the front line of miners is slowly losing to the combined Ushabti and Nehekara warrior forces. Now, Ironbreakers won't be going anywhere, but it looks like the Tomb Kings have just entirely ignored them. And they are now onto the Iron Drakes. That should be a pretty quick kill. And the Kemrian War Sphinx is finally piling through this front line and getting onto the cannons to stop the damage. Just someone stop the damage. Screamskull Catapult still happily firing in, miners routing off, Kepra Guard coming in to help the Kemrian War Sphinx fight the Ulthar's Raiders, but Ironbreakers do get in the way. I don't know if Kepra Guard beat Ironbreakers. I just legitimately don't know. 66 melee defense is a hell of a drug. I don't think the Kepra Guard have armor piercing. Not a lot. Anyway. Kemrian War Sphinx piling through these guys. Still doing their best, and I wonder where the Ushabti summon is at. It hasn't been used yet from Bwags, so I imagine it's coming soon. Though I think this is the first time we played Tomb Kings. Oof. Nasty Screamskull Catapult shot onto those Ironbreakers. Anyway, cannons are pushed off their mounts. They're not able to keep shooting at the Kemrian War Sphinxes, though this one's back online, so they could resume firing whenever they really felt like it. What was that? What just happened? There's some sort of rune or something. No? Okay. I guess I don't get to know what that effect was. That's fine. Are Neki Warriors good in Warhammer 3 now? Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. They don't have great armor piercing, but they're cheap and they have good anti-infantry stats. So, yeah, they're solid. Good is a strong word for them, but yeah, they're okay. Anyway, Kemrian War Sphinx still killing some stuff, still doing really good disruption this game, which is not something I've said about them a lot in their lives. And they're hitting the Rune Lord quite a bit, taking him low. Once again, another cannon is shut down. That seems to be the perpetual toil of the Tomb Kings this game, is keeping those cannons offline. Is it Sisyphus' stone? Is that the guy who just keeps rolling a stone up over and over and over again? Nehekara warriors are fading away. It is very hard to keep up with Dowie tenacity, and the Undead are not usually ones to the task. We still have a very healthy Ironbreaker with a lot of blasting charges left. That could be a big problem for the Tomb Kings. And they're relying very much on their two kitty cats to do good, while Ulthar's Raiders kill one of those kitty cats just as I say it. Kepra Guard chilling and healing. But these Iron Drakes could melt them at any moment. I actually think the Iron Drakes should turn around and fight them instead. They're OP compared to Warhammer 2. They are much better than Warhammer 2, for sure. There is the Ushabti summon. Late in the game, but it is finally here. Looks like they're trying to snipe out the Rune Lord. Marked by Ulthar. Oh, it's Uthirian's Incantation of Desiccation. It's lowering all their stats. But with Thunderers poking in, also the Ulthar's Raiders poking in, it looks like this Kemrian War Sphinx is going to be doomed very soon. Ushabti should probably just fight the Ironbreakers and get out of the Kemrian War Sphinx's way, so it maybe has a better shot against the Rune Lord. But ow, those Iron Drakes are hurting poor little Kotep's poor little body. Balance of Power is on some drugs, because I don't think that the Tomb Kings have much hope left in this game. As Kotep dies to the Iron Drakes, and then that Ushabti is fake. I don't know how it thinks the Tomb Kings are going to kill all these Ironbreakers. Like, even just these Ironbreakers would be a problem for the Tomb Kings to finish this game out. Stream Skill Catapult has 5 volleys left. Cameron War Sphinx charges over to rout off some Thunders, and it does. Looks like it's going after the Cannon Crew, but Althar's Raider is going to get 1 volley off onto it, which does good, and that'll be army losses. Old, tired, and washed up will advance to the finals to fight Cyrus. Ironbreakers did okay. Slayers did okay. Cannons did okay. Althar's Raiders did great. Wow, Iron Drake's 2,000 value is also very good. Miners Blasting Charges, overall unimpressive except for the Ekron's Miners, who did amazingly. Kotep, not a lot of value, though he's a support lord. Cambrian War Sphinxes honestly did good despite their value. Kepragard did fine. Ushabti struggled quite a bit. Screamskull Catapult did great. Nekar Warriors did okay. And Carrion did okay. Tomb King Kitty Cats are bad units. It's Jay. All right, Wags has confirmed that was his first game on Tomb Kings. He didn't really know what they do. That's fair. We are waiting on the final game. Turnsy thing. If this happens to be the turn Z thing, if this is the game, we'll join it live. Otherwise, if they're already playing, I'll just leave them alone. It's just weird seeing something called Turn Z game, and I think the next map is Bloodpine Woods. Yeah, so I believe that's their lobby, but there's no spec slot. So we'll see if they let me in time. Or if they're already done, I don't know. Oh, it's his second game of Tomb Kings, my bad. My bad. Guess I'm just a piece of shit. Alright, I'm going to put this blocker up because the spectator slot was just created. So I think it is their lobby. They haven't responded to me yet, but there was no spectator slot. Then I typed to some people, and there was a spectator slot. Yeah, it's them. All right. I don't know if the game's over, if it just started. But they let me in, so I'm guessing not. How new are these new player tourneys? Could one count if they haven't played since Mortal Empires came out? Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm too chicken to play multiplayer. Nobody there. That's fine. You can continue to play campaign, do whatever you want. That is your prerogative. But if you need us, since these players are still building their stuff, I'll do the pitch in 1 second. 1 second. It looks like the players banned Cathay, Tzeentch, Dwarves, and Dark Elves. Cyrus went Bretonia, banned Tomb Kings, and then the enemy went Lizardmen. Okay. Anyway, if you are a new player and want to get involved in tournaments like these, you can go to our Discord. It's in the description, but you can go down to give Rattle Reroll. You can request the Rattle Reroll, and we'll give it to you. Turns your name nice and pink, but it also gives you access to a new player chat, best of one practice pit, which is pretty much just quick battles, And also a list of coaches, which is every faction in the game has people who play them, and they're willing to be pinged and answer your questions about those factions. So, like, if you want to learn how to play High Elves, you can ping any of these 4 people or just direct message them or anything like that and say, hey, I really want to learn High Elves. What's a good starting lore? What do you think of, like, these units? Is this build good versus Lizardmen? Things like that. So those are ways to get involved. And also, getting that role gives you access to these new player tournaments that we host once a week. And such. Okay. I'm done talking about it now. Bringing fear to the Warhammer community. Oh, you picked up Hazel. Okay. You're talking about Hazel. Because I wasn't going to call it out, but I was confused where I'm like, why'd you just come here and say good girl as the Tomb King's lost to dwarves? What the fuck? Did I miss something? Used to play since Warhammer 2. Haven't since, been more than a year. Well, we welcome you back. Welcome you back, buddy. All right. For anybody who sees Lizardmen versus Bretonnia and you think about leaving this stream, 1, fuck you, it's finals. Stick it out. It's one more game, it won't hurt you. 2, behind this blocker, I can tell you that I see some excitement in your future. I see some excitement. I see some good old-fashioned fun times. Lizardmen are ready. Bretonnia putting together the last bits of their army, and they are ready to go. This is the final game. Hopefully I don't get kicked out again like the only other game I tried to cast live. As soon as the game loaded up, it just said the host is left, and it kicked me out, even though they played the game after I got kicked out. Like, they didn't even leave the room. They were just setting up their armies, and it said I left to them. So we'll see. Tehenowan leading 2 Horned One Riders into battle against Bretonnia with no Grail Knights, no Hippogriff Knights, no Grail Guardians in sight. The meta is dead. Welcome back to the time of the Questing Knight, apparently. I hate that unit, dude. Questing Knights suck. I despise them. On paper, their stats seem okay, but they're the exact opposite of Bull Centaur Renders. Where Bull Centaur Renders, on paper, their stats don't look very impressive, yet in-game, time and time again, they actually perform pretty okay, and it's like, oh, alright, cool, good for you, Bull Centaur Renders. Questing Knight's the opposite, man. On paper, I'm like, their stats are so good, and I use them, and I'm like, but they're so bad. They don't do anything. You somehow baited me into reinstalling games since I saw the new Beastmen units. I was not aware they wanted 20 fucking quid to units, and I'm now sad? Oh, yeah. No, the Shadows of Change patch was not popular because it broke the game for quite a while. It was overpriced, and it felt very pay-to-win, where, like, a lot of the units in the DLC were overtuned as fuck. So people are not happy about that. Now, this patch that just came out yesterday has been pretty good in my experience. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Made a lot more units more viable again. Nerfed some stuff. And Cyrus was dropped from the game. That's what you get. That's what you get for trying to make me spectate. I told you. I told you. You didn't want to believe me. This is why I usually do replays now, Deadly Buddies. Oh my god. This time it said Cyrus crashed. So he's coming back. It says his whole game closed. I'm not putting the blocker back up because we already saw what both builds are in the build screen, so it should be the same. Alright, we're just waiting for Cyrus to reload into the game. Meanwhile, I'm reading some discussions I have not been paying attention to since I've been streaming. Cyrus is back. He immediately reloaded his build. That does look to be the exact same build he had before. So we're good to go. All right. Look at the spells on the boy. I will in a second, sorry. I just saw your message now, otherwise we would have done it while we were in the lobby. Your internet is so ass you kill people's games. You're not running any hacks, are you? Yeah, blame me for this. Yeah. No, it's my fault. Everything's my fault. Hazel Basil, I have one more game. One more game. You've done so good. You've done so good letting your dad stream all day. You're so nice to me. Thank you so much, Hazel Basil. We're almost done. Uh-oh. She's gonna jump up on my arm. She just fucking jumps up on my arm. What is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You just want pets and loves all day. No one's crashed so far. Further than we've ever gotten. Alright. For the Lizardmen, so far, we have 2 Skink Skirmishers, 2 Feral Cold ones, 2 Horned ones, Skink Cohorts, it looks like 4 Sora Spears, one of which is the Legion of Chakwa. We have a Salamander Hunting Pack, and then another Skink Cohort on the front line. We have Tehennowin mounted on his Horned one mount. He has Curse of Honor here, Stand Your Ground, and Pan's Impenetrable Belt. He is going for stat buffs and stat debuffs on the flanks. 100%. And he gives everybody around him poison. Okay, cool. You wouldn't download a car, would you? CA knows. Is that... Are you referring back to that, like, really old anti-piracy thing? I'm sorry, I have a question for one of the players. Okay, cool. We're fine. What are we doing? Questing Knights. Defenders of Fleur de Lis, the Knights Errant ROR, and then 2 more Questing Knights on the flanks, and they all moved, those fucks. Yes, 2 Knights Errant, one of which is the ROR, 2 Questing Knights, neither of which is the ROR, Beast Slayers of Bastogne Foot Squires, then a front line of Peasant Mobs and Spearmen at Arms, 5 Peasant Bowmen, 2 of which have Poison Arrows, 3 are regular. We have Henry le Massif in the sky on his Hippogriff mount. We have the Fey Enchantress on the ground with Flesh to Stone, Regrowth, and Earthblood. And we have a Grail Relic to try and help the front line hold. I think both builds are not what we usually see. And I wonder if the Horned Ones with the support of Tehenowin can tear apart Questing Knights. We will see. I wonder if the Lizardmen have a DPS issue. I'm a little concerned. Salamander hunting packs have burned me in the past, so I don't know what they're going to do. And then Asaurus frontline is very tanky, but it doesn't get through the enemy super quickly. So I wonder about those, like, 5 archers. I don't know. You need the game to go fast when you're fighting against healing. Because if it gets dragged out, your enemy's just going to have more health than you in the long term. So we'll see if Tehenowin and his Horned Ones can, like, fuck up a flank and get into the back line and shut down all those archers. We'll see. I would be more positive on the Saurus getting through the peasants pretty quickly, but it's not just peasants. It's also Spearmen at Arms, which with a Grail Relic buffing them up, and that can get pretty hard to get through. Not that you're going to take a lot of damage, I just meant they'll take a while to route, and you're going to be shot by archers the whole fucking time. Sally Mandy's firing at peasant mobs. Wow, that damage. Holy shit, that unit sucks ass. Oh my god, I hate the salamanders. They're so fucking bad. They now have to go into archer range to fire back, and they are going to fire at very clumped up archers. All right, salamanders! You suck at this! Anyway. Saurus are getting in there. Feral Cold Ones and Saurus Spears are going to counter fight against the defenders of Fleur-de-Lis, but the real decider of this game is happening back here. It's Horned Ones and Tehenowin versus Knights Errant and Questing Knights. That is a Curse of Honor here going down, it looks like. It's Overcast, which I don't know what that does. I think it just increases the duration. I have no idea. But the Horned Ones are currently doing really well. I imagine we'll get a Stand Your Ground. There's the Stand Your Ground. So all these guys, except for one of the Horned Ones, missed the Stand Your Ground. But anyway, 2 of the fuck it, doesn't matter. Some of the Horned Ones have improved melee defense and leadership. They are tearing apart a Knights Errant. They're also tearing apart a Questing Knight, but another Questing Knight has joined with Flesh to Stone in there, and Alberic de Bordelot dives down into the middle of this buff spree with an Earthblood to try and heal him. That's not Alberic de Bordelot, by the way. That is Henry le Massif. I'm being stupid. Questing Knights are almost dead. Horned Ones are still hanging in there for now. Pan's Impenetrable Pelt is cast onto one of them to give him some physical resistance and melee defense against those other knights. And Henry is still going hog wild onto Tehenowin. Now, the frontline fight is not going particularly well for the Lizards. They're taking forever to get through that front line, and the archers are getting their money's worth. As the Salamander hunting pack's going to go down, the Feral Cold Ones are also getting routed off. And the defenders of Fleur-de-Lis, to be fair, are getting killed by Feral Cold Ones and Saurus Spears while all this is happening. Tehenowin is still trying to stick with it, trying to help his Horned Ones take out these Knights. One of the Horned Ones is backing off. I wonder if it can get somewhere to actually help with this fight in a different way. If it is just chasing off these Knights Errant, I don't think that's actually worth its time, unfortunately. Henry le Massif is getting good damage down onto Tehenowin, but I think he may be chucking out another Curse of Honor here, lowering their stats once again, which will help these Horned Ones finish them off. Skink cohorts getting through the front line. Chalice of Potions hits the Saurus Spears, doing good damage to them. And Skink Skirmishers are in the back line, offering a bit of support. The Lizardmen might be able to shut down these archers once and for all. But man, Tehenowin has taken a lot of damage in the meantime. And one Skink cohort was forgotten in the backfield, so I guess he just doesn't get to play today. Pan's Impenetrable Pelt trying to help out Tehenowin until his Stand Your Ground comes back off cooldown. And something is getting cast here. It looks like a regrowth onto some Questing Knights. Yes, a regrowth overcast onto Questing Knights to try and save them as another one of their forces gets pushed off. A lot of Bretonia's balance of power is in these peasant archers, full ammunition. We don't know if that will end up mattering. The Fey Enchantress is fighting with Saurus Spears, and the Fey Enchantress of old could sit in Saurus in anything forever, but this Fey Enchantress in Warhammer 3 cannot sit in Spears at all. Look, she's already down to half HP as she tries to drain them. She's having a very bad time. The Horned Ones are still grinding, especially with Stand Your Ground popped. They've almost got rid of one of these Questing Knights. The other Questing Knight is also thinking about going despite its large HP pool and the regrowths committed to keep him in the fight. But Tehenwin is under attack by Henry Le Massif again. Is that another Curse of Honor here? As the Salamander Hunting Packs offer support, the rear fire does take out the Questing Knights, and they rout before these other Questing Knights. What is making these Questing Knights stay in the fight, but the other ones are routing? I don't understand. But they will be gone. The Horned Ones will prove triumphant. Tehenwin gets away from Henry Le Massif, and the Fey Enchantress took a ton of damage from the Saurus Spears. The bounce power is back to even as some Knights Errant try and get rid of the Skink Skirmishers on the flanks. The Beast Slayers of Bastogne push up into the front line and once again get the archers back online and firing. Tehenwin is back in the fight, though. This could be a turning moment in the favor of Bretonnia, as Tehenwin gets a Panzer Penetrable Pelt. The Terror Out, his leadership's actually fine. He just Terror Outed, so he could come back if Horned Ones can buy him the space he needs. Henry is down to half HP, so is the Fey Enchantress. Horned Ones are onto both of them, trying to get Tehenwin back into this fight. Meanwhile, the archers still firing away, but the Saurus front line has prevailed. They need to get new orders to move in, though. It looks like they won and then just stood around as the Salamanders are fighting, but they need to move up. Tehenwin is still under attack by Henry. Henry got a good charge attack off onto it, but Tehenwin's leadership is apparently just insane. 190 HP. 4 leadership there. He finally breaks, and Henry, I keep saying Alberic because he looks like him. Henry misses the charge attack, is now getting pounced on by Horned Ones. Meanwhile, Questing Knights with 66%, nope, just 60% physical resistance are fighting these other Horned Ones, but now without it, they should actually take damage. Salamander Hunting Pack still pushing up. Saurus are now remembered and pushing up. Bretonnia is in retreat, but will the Lizardmen be doing it without their Lord and Caster? Tehenwin is back again. 9 leadership. He's trying to hang on. Horned Ones, one of them routs, and the Questing Knights are actually holding steady. Without Tehenwin's buffs and debuff spells and all that shit, I wonder how that's going to go, but it looks like we have another Chalice of Potions. Was getting cast, but instead an Earthblood is onto the Questing Knights to try and keep them in the fight. But a Curse of Honor here is going to lower their stats, and the Salamander Hunting Packs are going to fire into Henry. Getting good damage onto him, hopefully. His 85 armor can help him with a lot. Those guys do have bonus versus large. Oh, I am so concerned about Tehenwin getting involved in this fight, because if he routes one more time, he just flat out shatters. Like, he doesn't get a choice. Stand Your Ground is popped for the stats, for the leadership. It's also keeping him in this fight, and he commits to it, commits to the battle, loses like 6 HP and gets out the other side. What a legend! But the Horned Ones get Panzer Penetrable Pelt, once again jacking them up on stats, but the Fey Enchantress is draining them down slowly. That has nothing to do with stats. You can't avoid it. In the background, Bretonnia is falling slowly behind on the bounce power as Saurus and Skinks and Skink cohorts and all this shit, Skink Skirmishers are chasing down archers. Fey Enchantress is surrounded. Horned Ones still hanging in there. Henry abandons her, but a Chalice of Potions is coming down, which might force the Saurus to back off and give her some breathing room. It might also kill off the Horned Ones. There we go. Goes a little off center and hits everything perfectly, but their leadership holds. The Fey Enchantress is getting so dangerously low, and Tehenwin is out fighting peasants, but he's actually taking damage from fighting the peasants, and that is very bold. Horned Ones are starting to shatter, and the Fey Enchantress gets the safety. Henry is back too. Earthblood for her and a little bit of lifeblood healing for Henry, but this is the end of Tehenwin. He is going to shatter, but can they kill him? They actually really want to kill him. They don't want to let him get off the battlefield. They want to kill him for the leadership spike that they might need in this game. If they can kill him, like they do now, all 3 of these units are going to break. Some of them will even shatter, I bet. Oh, wow. That Horned One didn't shatter. I guess it's never been broken before. Okay. The Beast Slayers of Bastogne. Some errant archers. And a very wounded Henry and Fey Enchantress versus a very healthy Legion of Chakwa, another decently healthy Saurus Spear, an almost dead Saurus Spear, and 2 so close to dead Skink Skirmishers I don't know if they're worth even talking about. Though this Skink Skirmisher is going to throw his life away to get rid of these peasant bowmen as he has to. It's a good play, just saying he is going to die for it. Saurus Spear's trying to regroup. They really don't want to be isolated and picked off. They also don't want to both attack the Fey Enchantress at the same time and get double Mortis drained by her, but it's neither here nor there. Skink Skirmishers firing up at Henry, trying to get the damage out from him. Beast Slayers of Baston still grinding away on these Sword Spears as they have been this whole time. And in the distance, 2 more Peasant Archers were routed. One's shattered, so we can't even see it, but 2 more Peasant Archers were routed off, leaving us with 1 on the battlefield, and the Lizardmen are regaining strength. That's a lot of Saurus Spears for 2 horse-based characters to chew through, and I appreciate the Peasant Bowman's tenacity, but his 13 ammunition is not going to kill all these guys, especially because the Legion of Chakwa have fucking, they have the missile resist thing. Oh, they have all their uses of it. They haven't used it once. Whoops. Skink Skirmishers use the last of their ammunition, and Henry getting a regrowth will quickly rout them off. Peasant Bowmen were allowed to rally in the distance. Skink Skirmishers probably should have just finished chasing them off the map entirely. 40% missile resist popped by the Legion of Chakwa, plus giving them, you know, they have shielded, so they have like a combined 75% resist to these archers. What's the consensus on the new patch? I love the new patch. I think it's great. It's not perfect, but it's great. Chariots are pretty good. Ogres got nerfed. We still don't know how bad the nerf was, but they did get nerfed. Grand Cathay got nerfed. Harmony, Croman, and the regular Onyx Croman did get nerfed. It was just a typo in the patch. They went from 600 to 650 for cost. So Croman got nerfed, Harmony got nerfed, Zhao Ming's item got fixed, which is a big nerf to them as well. Yeah, Kislev got nerfed because their Akshan Amishers got taken from being mostly armor piercing to being mostly base damage, and Mother Ostankia's model got fixed with the other chariots, so now you can actually hit her. So she's no longer the invincible god killer she used to be. So there's a lot of good things I love about this patch. I'm a big fan of it. It hasn't solved everything. I mean, healing is still the meta. A lot of the factions with a lot of access to healing are still going to be the best factions. Like, yep, those are problems. They should be fixed. Please God nerf healing. But it is an improvement, and I was having a ton of fun. So yeah. Fey Enchantress trying to fight it out. She does have 2 peasants to give her a little bit of room. And the Saurus are starting in on that grind. Now, there is no Grail Relief to give them better stats and ITP and all that stuff. Meanwhile, Skink Cohort's chasing off the Peasant Bowmen. And Henry has to go over here and deal with it. Now, these Skinks will probably have to come back to the Saurus if they actually want to get anything done. But while Henry isn't here, there is no source of terror for the Legion of Chakwa. And they're getting good pokes on the Fey Enchantress. She does have to be in physical contact to do her Mortis engine. And you can see that these Saurus are tearing her a new one. She's lost 200 health while I've been talking. 300 health is gone for the Fey Enchantress. And a rear charge in from some of these Saurus Spears is also going to help. Favor of the Fey, giving the Beast Slayers of Baston really good, insane melee defense. And the Fey Enchantress is draining down 2 different Saurus at the same time. But no, her drain effect isn't even going. She doesn't have her drain effect. Oh no, she doesn't have the Mists of the Lady. There's no Mortis engine here. A rear charge in from a terror-causing unit, though, could get these Saurus Spears routing. Other Saurus Spears trying to get involved, but without if the Fey Enchantress doesn't have a Mortis engine effect, I am super concerned about their ability to close out this late game. Archers firing in onto the Saurus is still going well for them. These Saurus are going to stand braced, and they get a counter charge onto the Fey Enchantress, down to 750 HP. And the Saurus aren't able to finish it out from there. They should terror out away from Henry, because they haven't been terror outed in a while. But there go some of the peasants. Archer's still firing away, 9 volleys and 7. The Fey is down to 660 HP. For the Lizardmen, I do think the Saurus are all that is left. For Bretonnia, we have a very wounded Fey, 2 very wounded Archers, and Henry, who's trying to charge in now. Can the Saurus get a little bit of damage back onto him? Charge Shield gives him 20% damage resistance. It doesn't give him more melee defense. That's missile block chance. So he has taken about 150 damage since landing, ends out at about 200 damage since landing. Saurus are back 7 volleys and 6 on those archers, who are doing a lot of damage. Legion of Chakwa need to throw out their other Shield of Chakwa missile resist buff if they haven't already. Henry lands on the isolated Saurus Spears. These guys, though, they can't terror out. They just terror out. So they have to naturally route. And they are going to rally for a little bit. They get a couple more damage onto Henry. they're unable in the end. Legion of Chakwa lining up. They need to throw out that missile resist debuff. I know they have it up. I think he has all of his source selected, so the icon isn't coming up and he doesn't remember it. Closing in on Enri, though. Enri dives in, and there's the Shield of Chakwa, giving them all the missile resist they desperately need. Enri backs out, but he did take a little bit more damage yet again. Foe Seeker pop to give him some vigor. Archers firing 5 and 6 volleys, and there's a terror out onto the Sword of Spears. Honestly, that's fine. You want it to happen now before all of them tear out at the same time, then you lose the game. Enri's trying to land back in. Still have the 40% missile resist. He's not getting a ton of support. Falls down to 1,100 HP, and then he's going to back off. Two units have terror outed recently. I don't know if the Lizards can hold on. All right, Enri's back in. He routs one of them naturally. Then he starts taking big damage. He's taking 100. Flies into the Legion of Chakwa. He's taking 300 damage. He's getting poked, but he gets another tear out. If he can naturally route that one, the game is over. And that is it. Bretonnia will win, slapping down the Saurus and Tehenowin. The Horned One Riders did do amazing. 2,000, honestly just 3,000. 3,000 damage value and 2,300. Tehenowin only 300 for himself, but he was a buff and debuff bot. Legion of Chakwa, 1,100. Salamander Hunting Packs, I think they paid for themselves exactly. And then the other Sword Spears did fine. Feral Goblins did okay. Skink Skirmishers did well, and Skink Cobras did fine. On the other side for Cyrus, Fey Enchantress without her Mortis Engine just did some healer things. 2,700 Enri Le Massif. Questing Knights underperformed a little bit. Knights Errant underperformed as well. But the Peasant Archers did good. They did very good. And Spearmen and Peasant Mobs did fine. GG's. 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 That was a good way to end it out. Cyrus will be this tournament's winner. And that will be us. That will be it for us today. If you need more content, probably not streaming tomorrow because it's Thanksgiving. Friday, I might, depending on what my schedule looks like. I'm not sure yet, but I might just stream some Vermin League games of me playing them. Saturday, we have a sweaty, try-hard best-of-3 tournament, not limited to new players. Just anybody who wants to play can play. And then Sunday, we have not a best-of-5, 5 global bands tournaments. So before you start the tournament, you list 5 factions that you never want to play as or against. Then your opponent does the same. And if you guys match up, and let's say you have the same exact 5 bands, then cool, those 5 factions are banned. If you have 5 completely different factions for your opponent, then 10 factions are banned. So we're probably going to see some lower tier factions if there's a possibility of global banning 10. Then when I've done this before, you usually end up with like 7 bans because usually people can agree on what the top 3 factions are, and it's like, okay, you banned Grand Cathay, Tzeentch, and Kislev. I banned Grand Cathay, Tzeentch, and Kislev. That was last patch. This patch is probably like Bretonnia, Tzeentch, and Grand Cathay or something. But anyway. Okay, we both banned those 3, but then I banned Wood Elves and Lizardmen because I hate them. Oh, I banned Dark Elves and High Elves. Okay, well, those 7 are banned now. You're happy you went up to finals? Yeah, you did great, Tracy. The Horned Ones did do work with Tehenowin. It was the rest that failed him. Yeah. I mean, if you want some real analysis of that last battle, you had some Saurus who broke through the front line and then they stood around for a bit. So if they had been a little more aggressive, maybe you could have won. Also, you had a Skink Skirmisher in the very, very late game that didn't chase a Peasant Archer off the map, and then the Peasant Archer rallied right at the edge of the map, and then they came back and got to shoot at your Saurus all game long. So, like, I don't think, I'm not like, he tried so hard, but he couldn't win with this silly build. It was like, no, there were mistakes. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying, like, oh, there were just mistakes that happened. So, yeah. On the other side, I'm trying to remember. It's always harder to tell the winner, like, what went wrong, because they won, so then you're like, huh. I mean, not bringing the Fey Mortis Engine, I think, is rough. Yeah. probably overcommitted on that fight where your horn runs at all the buffs. It might have been better to just throw one knight at you, let you eat it alive until your buffs were off, and then charge another one in. But they had like 2 fighting the whole time, so they lost a Knights Errant and a Questing Knight like right away. Then he ran another Questing Knight over with Flesh to Stone, but that's what I'm talking about, where it's like, maybe either give Flesh to Stone to the knight that's already fighting and don't commit a third knight to the fight, or wait until the buffs and debuffs are gone and then throw your next knight in there. But I guess that would be the note I had for Cyrus. Otherwise, it seemed like he was playing fine. I mean, he won, so clearly he played fine. Anyway. I was so focused on my teeny fight. Forgot about the rest of the battle. Yeah. And again, I know you don't seem insulted, but for anybody who's like, wow, dude, just criticize him. Dude, I lose games all the time, and during the game I say, oh, that mistake probably cost me the game. Like, I had a Chaos Dwarf game where I was versus Norska. I routed 2 Skin Wolves and 2 Dogs on one flank. And I didn't chase them very well with my Hobgoblin Wolf Riders, so they rallied and then ate my Hobgoblin Wolf Riders. So I, 1, failed to get them off the map, and 2, lost a free unit in the process. And then I accidentally had my 1,600 gold steam-driven monstrosity demon engine chasing a dog that it couldn't catch because I forgot about it. So it's chasing a unit that's faster than it that rallied anyway, and it's not helping me, so my front line fell apart, and I lost a whole game off of it. So it's like, yeah. Pointing out that someone made a mistake is not like, I could do so much better. Oh my god, I'm just amazing. I'm a perfect gamer. That's all. Yeah. All right. GG's, everybody. Have a good one.